ChefIQ.com.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and stories from across the NFL. Kick off with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long.
Here we go.
Starting with a Week 1 NFC North rivalry between the Lions and Packers.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
There's nothing quite like local. That's why AARP is local, offering free events that can help with finances, family, and fun. Find your local event at aarp.org/il.
All Cubs triples and saves are sponsored by Great Lakes Credit Union, Chicago's Credit Union. Join GLCU's mission in banking for a greater good at glcu.org. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. I'm Judson Richards. Cubs and the Nationals coming away here shortly at Wrigley Field. Time now to check on who's hot and who's cold. Sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency call professionals available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Who is hot? Ian Happ is hitting .341 with 3 home runs in his last 12 games. Who is cold? Pico Armstrong is hitting .171 in his last 12 games. Time now for Injury Report, sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Visit IBJI.com for locations and services. Kyle Tucker not in the starting lineup today with the calf injury. The team is hopeful he'll play sometime this weekend, perhaps maybe even DHing. Counsel said Wednesday was a good day for Tucker as he tries to get right. Coming up next, it's our Cubs conversation with pitcher Michael Soroka. You're listening to Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Let's play ball with Tito's. During today's game, if the Northsiders pitchers strike out 9 players, Tito's Handmade Vodka will donate $100 to Anti-Cruelty Chicago.
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees. Other books may charge you just to get on the field. But with Circa Sports, you can swing away with every bet. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Score is where Chicago comes to talk Bears, with Ben Johnson now at the helm. Will the Bears meet expectations in 2025? Listen to The Score and find out.
There has been progress, but there's a long way to go.
The great quarterbacks mentally can make those decisions to give their team the best chance to win.
The head coach is kind of telling you he was not happy with what he saw.
Our chosen team of experts are getting you ready for the start of the Bears season on Chicago Sports Radio 670 The Score, where Chicago comes to talk Bears football.
Today's Tito's Handmade Vodka canine of the game is Nora, a 2-year-old pit bull terrier from Sycamore. If our team strikes out 9 players, Tito's will make a $100 donation to Anti-Cruelty Chicago. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Judson Richards along with you. Cubs and the Nationals coming up here shortly. Before we get to our Cubs conversation, let's pause 10 seconds, allow stations to identify themselves. You're listening to The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs 80-60 on the year. The Nationals 56-83 on the season. Now time for our Cubs conversation. Here's Bruce.
Okay, Judson, I'm here with Mike Soroka. And Mike, what a strange journey it's been for you so far. Where are you at? Where does it stand for you right now?
We are now throwing live BPs. So I threw one 2-3 days ago, and we're going to throw another one tomorrow. It's going to be a little more extended. And, it gives us an opportunity to kind of hone in on a couple things that the Cubs had identified when they traded for me and things that they want me to work on and do really well. So I think just nailing those down, and then I think the plan is if everything goes well and we're ready to go, we'll go to rehab assignment after that.
Is there any way that you can describe to anybody in a short period of time your journey as a baseball player? I mean, it's been so up and down. How have you survived emotionally?
Yeah, I mean, it's a roller coaster. I think it is for everybody. I think a lot of times I've heard Colin Ray say it. I've heard a lot of guys say it. I've heard Matt Boy say it. Is you get called up, you're a top prospect. You have success right away. You assume that you're going to be with one organization for a long time, and you assume that you know how to stay healthy, and because you do the right things, you eat well, you take care of your shoulder, you'll never get hurt. And this game has a way of showing you that's not necessarily true. I think everybody goes through their battles, some at different times. Some go through it in college, in the minor leagues. I've had my fair share, but I think everybody does. I think at the end of a career, you rarely ask people, about the struggles, and I don't think it's ever a smooth path. So, you got to take the best out of everything and learn what you can. I think that's one thing I'm proud of myself for is learning along the way and allowing me to be in a place where, I'm with a contender and a team that believes in me, and, we're ready to get back out there and do what I can. So, it's always what's next, what's forward. There's no use doubting anything because I know I'm going to wake up the next day and work to move through it. So, it's life. It's how this game works. And, I'm very fortunate to be able to play this as long as I even have to this point.
The concentration of velocity is so strong in the game now, but having gotten to know you with the White Sox, you learned how to pitch. I mean, you were a complete pitcher, and you've learned how to be even more. Can that be a silver lining in the strange trek that you've taken?
Definitely. There's a nice balance. I think there's some things obviously I wish I was able to learn a lot earlier to be able to stay on the field, but there's things to learn everywhere, and I think that's velocity helps, but it only really helps if you know where it's going. Like you said, pitching is very important. You watch somebody like Cade throw right now, and he's automatic. It's a pitcher with really good stuff and velocity, all in one. So that's when you start to see consistent outs, and it still comes down to being good at throwing a baseball and making it move, and changing speeds back and forth. And there's lots of guys on this team that do that really well, and it's fun to watch. And there's a reason this team is where they are.
Michael, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me, as always.
Now back to you, Judson.
Bruce, thank you. During this National Series, the 50-50 raffle will feature a guaranteed $50,000 jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of Sunday's game. Up next, it is the Manager Show. That's next on The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long on The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs' risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
When you're injured in a car crash, you need your lawyer to play offense. Insurance companies love to run out the clock while you're stuck with medical bills, lost wages, and severe injury. Don't settle for mediocrity. Don't tempt fates. Pick up the phone and call the 8s. Having fought the battles, we know how to get you across the goal line. We're here to help you overcome insurance companies' tactics and get the compensation you deserve. If you're hurt, hire a champion today.
Don't hesitate. Call the 8s.
312-888-8888.
Hungry for purpose? Join Northern Illinois Food Bank in the fight against hunger. September is Hunger Action Month, and we're going orange, the color of hunger awareness. Together, we can put our shared purpose into action and help neighbors get the nutritious food they need to thrive. Don't just make a difference, be the difference. Visit solvehungertoday.org to volunteer, advocate, or donate. Let's fight hunger together this September. Northern Illinois Food Bank. Neighbors empowered.
Save 20% on Benjamin Moore Regal Select Interior Paint from August 27th through September 8th. Visit your locally owned Benjamin Moore store. Terms and conditions apply.
Cubs and the Nationals for the friendly confines coming up here in just about 10 minutes or so. Time now to hear from manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Here's Counsell with Coop.
County off day is very important in September, all year, but in September especially. But last night, and also a very special night, the Bricks and Ivy charity dinner that Tom and Laura Todd put on here at Wrigley Field. Special night.
Yeah, I mean, this was the Ricketts family did a wonderful job, and we raised a lot of money for Cubs charities that really benefit kind of the youth across Chicago, all of Chicago. And yeah, it was great. Ryan Dempster did a fabulous job hosting the event, which is not easy what he did. And some guest appearance by Sammy Sosa, which delighted everybody for sure. And then some great charity items. So productive off day from that perspective for Cubs charities and for the kids around Chicago.
Series coming up here now, Washington in town. Last series, 2 out of 3. This series coming up. Your thoughts on this series, and then as you're moving along, the season's coming down to an end. Do we have 19 games left or 20 games left?
Yeah, I mean, it's that doesn't change. It's just continue to play good baseball. You know, I mean, the division is like we're going to have to be perfect to win the division. I think that's like where we're at, and so the only way you can be perfect is by winning today. And so that's all you got to just focus on is do your good job today, and then see what tomorrow brings. But we've got to, I think. We're kind of dealing with it today and making a decision on whether Kyle should play today. Is prioritize health, I think, is number one. I think that's the most important thing. Your best players have to be available kind of down the stretch. And prioritizing that, I think, is going to be important and one of our kind of top factors in decision making at this point. And then you just go play the game, man, and you go compete and you do as best you can every single day.
As a guy who played in the playoffs and won 2 World Series as a player, you've managed a long time now and a lot of playoff games. When you look at that aspect, that's everybody that plays talks about the teams that are hot and the teams that are healthy going in October. How do you manage that with your players? That's a difficult one when you're saying you're trying to win today.
Yeah. Well, I think, we're going to be in a position. I think what a lot of teams happen is that what does the end of the season look like? And then how do you treat the end of the season? We're not there yet. And we've got to still earn a playoff bid. And I think that's where right now what keeps you going is like, we haven't finished locking up a playoff spot. That has not happened yet. And so you kind of just keep a series of goals in front of you, and that keeps you pushing every single day, and that keeps you motivated every single day. And that's how we're going to treat it. There's always the next goal. There's the near term and like little bigger picture stuff, and you got to keep your head on kind of for the players. You keep it on the near term, and you sprinkle in a little bit the bigger goals. So that's how we'll continue to do it. Look, getting hot at the right time, I think that's really probably just worry about the things that you normally focus on, and that's hopefully having a good team. That happens. There's no like sprinkling anything on the players or anything like that, or magic potion that we give them. It's a story that one team is going to get to tell, and we certainly hope it's going to be the Chicago Cubs.
Final question going into this series, Kyle. came out with a calf issue. You and I talked before we started taping your show. He's possibly coming back soon. What is the actual time of what you're looking at for Kyle?
Yeah, so we're just going to let him run around a little bit today and see how it is. He was improved. He improved on Wednesday, which was a really good sign. And then obviously we had yesterday off. So we're going to let him run around, see how it feels, but optimistic that if not in there today, that he will be in there at some point this weekend.
Good luck against Washington this weekend.
Thanks, Coom.
That's the manager's show. Craig Counsell, back to you.
Coom, thank you again. Tucker is not in the lineup this afternoon with another day to rest his calf. Unfortunately for Tucker, this could be a good day to hit at Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out hard to right field. Again, time now for a Round Baseball Scoreboard, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. Pirates host the Brewers at 5:40. Reds are on the road to battle the Mets, and the Cardinals host the Giants at 7:15. Again, 66 degrees, cloudy skies. We do have patches of blue above, but looking out at the American flag currently, it is blowing out hard to center field, also to right field as well. We'll get you the national anthem in just a moment. Nationals and the Cubs coming up here shortly. As it is time now, we take you to the field of the friendly confines for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What a beautiful rendition by Ellie Bank, delivering our national anthem here at Wrigley Field. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. We'll get you your pitching matchups next. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the Let's Revitalize Our Neighborhoods commitment. This is the Roll Up Our Sleeves and Pitch In commitment. This is Busey, where our commitment to strengthen our communities is a top priority. Through energetic, engaged volunteers, through monetary support, community leadership, and advocacy. Because Busey is more than a bank that does well, we're a bank that does good. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth, since 1868. Member FDIC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, Free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The clearance event is going on now at American Sale. Save up to 70% on pools, patio sets, and more. The clearance event, only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Game one of this three-game series between the Cubs and the Nationals from Wrigley Field coming away momentarily. I'm Judson Richards. Time now for Who Are You Banking On, sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing well since 1868. I'm banking on Ian Happ, who's hitting .421 in his last 5 games. Our pitching matchup sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. On the mound today, Nationals right-hander Jake Irvin will go. He is 8-10 with a 5.42 ERA. The Cubs will counter with their own righty, and then Javier Assad, who is 1-1 with a 4.05 ERA. That will do it for us in the pregame. Coming up, it's Zach Zaidman, it's Ron Coomer, it's the Cubs and the Nationals from Wrigley Field. Next, you're listening to The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Kyle Tucker. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Welcome to Old National Bank.
Hi, I was wondering what you could do for my small business.
Tons. Have time to talk?
Not much. We're on a 30-second radio ad.
Oh, I'll get straight to the point then. Our solutions are customized for small businesses. Our services make financial management simple, and our pricing is always transparent.
Outstanding. Wow.
Yeah. So, ever been in an ad before?
Nope. How do I look?
Good. But we're on the radio, remember?
Right. Hi, Mom.
Customized small business banking from Old National Bank. Member FDIC. Get old.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Save 20% on Benjamin Moore Regal Select Interior Paint from August 27th through September 8th. Visit your locally owned Benjamin Moore store. Terms and conditions apply.
Cubs fans, Pat Hughes here. Join Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman, and me for every Cubs game on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
He drives one in the air, deep left center. Back goes Cruz. It's got a chance. Gone. Home run, Dansby Swanson. High fly ball, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. It is gone for a home run.
And if you live in the Chicago area, also on the free Odyssey app.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
They set into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
It's Pete Crow Armstrong.
Gone! 3-run homer, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer.
Yeah, this is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on the Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Laturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, AARP, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
It's the start of a 3-game series between the Cubs and Washington Nationals on this Hall of Fame weekend at the friendly confines. Hi, everyone. A pleasant good afternoon to you from beautiful Wrigley Field alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat. Cubs started this 6-game homestand by taking 2-3 from Atlanta, and now they're looking for more against Washington. Today, right-hander Javier Assad starts for the Cubs. Fellow right-hander Jake Irvin goes for the Nationals. We'll get to the starting lineups and first pitch next. Cubs, Nationals at Wrigley Field on the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Score.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. TNCs apply. In-app only.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yingling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yingling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar store. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. Wind blowing out. Sunshine at Wrigley Field. We got a sinker baller going. That's a plus. And a beautiful day on a Hall of Fame weekend here at the Friendly Confine.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa and Derek Lee will be inducted into the Cubs Hall of Fame this weekend. And spoken like a former hitter, you look at the flags, they're blown out to right.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, you're smiling from ear to ear. Let's get right to the starting lineup, sponsored by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. General Manager Miguel Cairo's Washington Nationals, a record of 56-83. Last place in the National League East. James Wood will lead things off and play left. C.J. Abrams, the shortstop. Josh Bell is the designated hitter. The cleanup man is Dalen Lyle, the right fielder. At second base, it's Luis Garcia Jr. Andres Chaparro at first. The number 7 hitter is catcher Riley Adams. Robert Hassel III in center field. And batting ninth, third baseman Brady House. Right-hander Javier Assad on the mound for the Cubs. He rocks back, high leg kick and pitch. And he starts off James Wood with a ball inside. A sinking fastball that missed. 1-0. Opener of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Nationals here at Wrigley Field. The next pitch by Assad is low and inside for ball 2. Javier comes in, Coom, with a record of 1-1, a 4.05 ERA, 4 starts, but back-to-back quality starts for Assad.
Yeah, Javi, since he's come back, has pitched well.
As Wood looks at a strike right along the outside edge, 2-1.
And to me, the whole thing was, you got to get your legs back underneath you. Playing in the big leagues, you can rehab all you want, but it's different here. It just is, and that pitch just misses wide. First couple starts were good. He looked like he was in control. He had good stuff. And as he's continued to pitch now, you're getting, that sinker's working a little better.
Wood takes a strike, a cutter right at the bottom of the zone, full count.
And I like what he's doing, and that two-seamer is just a great pitch. And on a day where the wind is blowing out, the ground ball is a big factor, and he is probably the best with the Cubs at the two-seamer.
Call, strike 3. Fastball, top of the zone, right along the outside edge. Wood carrying his bat right back into the Nationals dugout along the first base line. A nice start for Assad and the Cubs, 1 away.
Well, it's a change for a sinker baller who is a traditional sinker baller. And the guy, to me, that has figured that out as good as anybody I've seen is on the Cubs staff, and that's Matthew Boyd.
C.J. Abrams, a check swing at a pitch low on appeal, no swing, 1-0 the count.
He can throw the sinker, the traditional one that starts out down and goes down. But then, the thing that Matthews figured out is throwing that two-seamer at the top of the zone. It's a tough pitch to cover as a hitter.
Abrams looks at strike 1 on the outside edge. A fastball at 92 miles per hour from Assad. Here's the 1-1. That's low and inside. 2-1, a cutter that missed. Defensively for the Cubs, Michael Busch at first. Nico Horner at second. The shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Matt Shaw playing wide of third. Here comes the 2-1. Abrams swings and misses at a cutter. Count even at 2-2 in the outfield from left to right. Ian Happ, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Willie Castro. Kyle Tucker expected to play at some point during this weekend series against the Nationals, but not today. Here comes the 2-2. That misses low and outside. 3-2 the count on Abrams. Tucker still nursing that left calf tightness issue that he's been dealing with.
But I would say that is very good news for the Cubs, that he is looking to come back and play right away as opposed to going on the injured list, which we all were wondering if that was going to be the case.
The payoff pitch. Called strike three. Another fastball on the outside edge. Back-to-back strikeouts for Assad first Wood. Now Abrams both looking 2 away.
Different ways of doing it, but Javi just runs this fastball right in the outside corner. I'm kind of surprised Abrams. This ball starts in the middle of the plate and just goes to the outer edge. This is a quality strike that you should swing at. He took it and thought it was a ball, but that was the entire ball's in the strike zone.
Josh Bell looks at a curveball that floats into the zone for a strike right at the bottom, 0-1. The next pitch by Assad is a swing and a tap foul at the plate, 0-2, a cutter. Bell, a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the right-hander Assad. Javier is 28 years old, 6'1", 200 pounds, and native of Mexico. He works on the third base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. Up high, 1-2. Assad is about to work his motion, and Bell gets granted time by the home plate umpire, Clint Vondrak. Tony Randazzo working first. He's a native of Roselle. Phil Cuzzy at second, and the third base umpire, Dan Bellino from Wilmette. And a fly ball hit to left, angling toward the line half. He's got it, makes the catch. 1, 2, 3, top of the first for Javier Assad. We head to the last of the first. Cubs and Nationals scoreless at Wrigley. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Coom here. Let me tell you one of the things I really like about Yingling. They brew a beer for everyone's taste. From their traditional lager to light lager, flight, golden pilsner, and even a black and tan. There's something for every kind of beer drinker. So whether you're firing up the grill, watching a game, or at the golf course, there's a Yingling that fits the moment. Take a look at the lineup next time you're out. You might just find a new favorite. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
As the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sloan has greeted fans with sustainable restroom products at Wrigley Field for 111 years. And now Sloan is excited to introduce new innovation to Cubs fans throughout the concourse with its brand new bottle fillers to provide clean drinking water while reducing plastic waste throughout the friendly confines. Learn more at sloan.com and go Cubs go!
BC Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Bottom one at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Nationals scoreless. The Cubs leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Michael Bush gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Bush to be followed by Ian Happ, the left fielder, and then Seiya Suzuki, the designated hitter. The Cubs cleanup man today is center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong. Nico Horner in the number 5 hole playing second base. The right fielder Willie Castro bats 6th. Shortstop Dansby Swanson hitting 7th. Matt Shaw at 3rd batting 8th. And the number 9 hitter tonight is the Cubs catcher Reese McGuire. So Bush digs in against right-hander Jake Irvin, who kicks and delivers. Bush swings, and it's a high fly ball left center field. It's playable, converging Wood and Hassel. And the catch is made by the center fielder Hassel, who crosses in front of the left fielder Wood, 1 away.
Now, that's one of those things where, guys playing out there, and they're fairly young and inexperienced playing in Wrigley. The bleachers can create some problems that you just can't hear the other guy, and you really have to be vocal when calling that ball. That could have easily been an extra base hit.
Ian Happ looks at a ball outside, a fastball that missed. So what should we know about right-hander Jake Irvin? He's 8-10 Coom, an ERA of 5.42 in 28 starts this season.
Well, he's got two different fastballs.
As Happ looks at a strike on the outside edge, right at the bottom of the zone, 1-1.
Which is very, very normal. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball. Likes to use both of them. He's going to use the fastball quite a bit. His second pitch, by far over all the other off-speed pitches, is his curveball.
Happ takes a ball outside. That was a fastball that missed 2-1.
He's going to use his curveball. His velocity from what the scouting reports said to what he's actually doing are a little different. His fastball is trending up in velocity, where they have him as that pitch misses wide. The scouting report that I read this morning was he was averaging 91, 92. He hasn't been throwing 91, 92. He's been throwing 94, 95. So that is significantly different.
Now the 3-1. Happ swings and misses. Curveball.
That's the curveball, and it's a good one. There are times where he'll lose a little command with that pitch, but, that last pitch, it came out looking like a fastball. Ian over the top of it by quite a bit.
Irvin kicks and fires. That's outside. Ball 4, a curve that missed. A one-out walk for Happ and the Cubs here in the last of the first.
First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. And a speed gun, as we were just talking about with Irvin's fastball at 94, 95. Speed gun powered by Xfinity. Gets seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Seiya Suzuki stands in. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the first inning against Washington. The pitch, Seiya grounds one through in the right field for a base hit. Happ on his way to third base. Ball fielded by Lyle. The throw goes to second. And the Cubs in business. Men at first and third with just one away. And cleanup man Pete Crow Armstrong due up.
There's a lot of hits, and there's a lot of money to be made on that other side of the field. And Seiya gets this 2-seamer, and it jams him. But, good swing. Not great timing, but good swing. And he stays on top of the baseball. And so you just kind of muscle that ball the other way. It hits the hole. Cubs at first and third. Nice swing by Seiya.
So here's PCA back in the lineup, essentially after getting 3 days off to reset. As Irvin delivers, Crow Armstrong, it's a high fly ball to right. It's playable for Lyle, who comes in, makes the catch. Happ tags. He's coming home. The throw cut off. Cubs strike first. Sacrifice fly. Pete Crow Armstrong. It's a 1-0 lead over the Nationals here in the first.
I love that Pete was aggressive, but he was aggressive at a pitch in the zone that he could handle, and he drives into Cubs' first run. He's on the first fastball, just a little bit above the belt, didn't quite square it up, but didn't overswing either, and drives into Cubs' first run.
So 2 away, Suzuki at first. Nico Horner stands in. Here's the pitch. A breaking ball that misses, low and outside, 1-0. Coom RBIs by Cubs batters, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. RBI number 84 on the year for PCA. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Horner swings and fouls it back, 1-1.
Nico, with some of the injuries, hitting 5th in the Cubs lineup today. And that's just quite simply because he puts the bat on the ball. He's going to make things happen. He's not a power guy, but he can drive in runs. He can use the whole field. And, when you're getting a lot of hits and you're hitting with runners in scoring position, that's a valuable commodity here in September and October.
Nico waits for the 1-1. Irvin along set and the pitch. Outside, 2-1 the count. Horner on the year hitting at .288 with 5 home runs and 54 RBIs. Partly cloudy afternoon here at Wrigley Field. 65 degrees, wind blowing out to right. As Irvin throws to first and Seiya dives back in safely. The game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts. 1-0 Cubs here in the bottom of the first with 2 away. 2-1 to count on Horner with Suzuki at first base. And the pitch. Check swing and a pitch off the outside on appeal. Tony Randazzo says that Nico offered 2-2.
Nico didn't agree with that. He was looking back at the Cubs dugout too. We did not see a replay.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Horner hits a high fly ball to left, angling toward the line. Wood, he dives and drops in for a base hit. Around third, racing home is Saya. And the throw is cut off by Abrams. RBI double Nico Horner. And the Cubs take a 2-0 lead over the Nationals. It looked like a playable fly ball that hung in the air forever. Shallow, maybe almost medium range, angling toward the line. Wood, and he didn't get there in time.
He gets a bad break on the ball and then doesn't run right away where he thinks, obviously thinks he's going to make this play easily. And the ball it's hit shallow and he doesn't get there and then dives to make it worse. He dives and doesn't come close to catching it. And then because of the dive and the miss, everybody moves up another 90 feet.
So 2-0 Cubs. Horner at second base after the Ribby double. 2 away. Willie Castro swings and misses at a curve. The next pitch is a called strike. Another curveball. So 0-2 the count on Castro. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Willie on the year hitting at .230. That includes his time with Minnesota to start the year. 11 home runs. Irvin deals. And that hits Castro. He hopped around in pain briefly and now heads to first base.
Not sure if this was a slider or a fastball that Irvin just holds on to. And that's a little cutter type pitch. And this is in a bad spot where it hits Castro. It hits him in his front leg right above the ankle bone. And that is not a good spot to get hit. He is kind of shrugging it off a little bit. Counsell and Nick Frangella, the Cubs head trainer, did not go out there. He kind of held him at the dugout. But that's a bad spot to get hit.
So Castro at first, Horner at second, 2 away. Cubs up 2-0 here in the first against Washington. Dansby Swanson at the plate. Irvin delivers. And starts off Swanson with a fastball for a strike right down the middle, 0-1. StatCast says that pitch that hit Castro was a slider at 87 miles per hour. I'm sure it doesn't make him feel better. Irvin looks at second. That's where Nico is. Along set and the pitch. Swanson swings and misses. Cutter 0-2.
Yeah, 87, 88, 91, 92. They all hurt. 95 and above, they hurt more.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at you, Willie.
No, yeah, I can tell you that. Yeah, that one was a bad spot. He did a pretty good job of just getting over to first base.
Swanson waits for the 0-2. Here it comes. Off the outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes, a curveball. Defensively for the Nationals, Andres Chaparro is at first. Luis Garcia Jr., the second baseman. The shortstop is C.J. Abrams. And Brady House, the third baseman, as Irvin sets at the belt. Looks at second. Now works his motion. Swanson fouls it back off the screen. In left field, James Wood. Robert Hassel III is the center fielder, and playing right today, it's Dalen Lyle for Washington. Riley Adams, the catcher. On the mound, 6'6" Jake Irvin, 28 years old, a native of Bloomington, Minnesota. Played his college ball at Oklahoma. 4th round pick in 2018. He debuted in 2023 against the Cubs. Irvin peers in, gets the sign from Adams. Here's the 1-2. Swanson, it's a high fly ball, deep left center field, still going, way back there, gone! 3-run home run for Dansby Swanson, and the Cubs have put a 5 spot on the board here in the first inning, up 5-0 over the Nats. For Swanson, that's his 22nd home run. Coom, that went halfway up the bleachers.
Yeah, this one's hit a long way, and the wind blowing out, we said this could be one of those ball games where the ball can be flying, and it has. Winds affected the ball hit down the line by Nico that got carried out to the outfield. And they're trying to go up and away from Dansby. They get it up, but not away. It's right in the middle of the plate, and Dansby hammers this ball 2/3 of the way up the bleachers in front of the video board.
Now the batter, Matt Shaw, and he looks at a ball off the outside, 1-0, a 424-foot bomb for Dansby Swanson. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs as Shaw takes a strike on the outside corner. A sinking fastball. Hefty strength that's anything but ordinary. What a first inning for the Cubs. Up 5-0 as Shaw fouls it back, 1-2.
And RBIs once again for the Cubs are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Now, Counts was telling the writers today, and we were talking to Bruce about the importance of the home run ball. Well, there you see it right there.
Called strike 3, sinking fastball, knee high, right along the outside edge. That gets Shaw and ends the first inning. But what a first for the Cubs. They score 5 times, and they're up 5-0 over Washington after 1. On the score, the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Molly and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score.
At 19 weeks pregnant, I found out my blood was attacking my baby. I'm Ellen, and my team said her only chance at survival was a rare procedure.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News and World Report, the team at Northwestern Maternal Fetal Medicine Clinic treats high-risk pregnancies from across Chicagoland. They performed an unprecedented 5 in utero blood transfusions to ensure Ellen and her baby had a compatible blood type.
Today, my baby is healthy and full of life.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then? Now you're getting it.
Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that future you can't use? And since your rapid rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for rapid rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All rapid rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
5-0 Cubs after 1. Our second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Here is Zach and Coop.
Great to have Judson Richards with us this afternoon here at Wrigley Field, the opener of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Nationals. Cubs off to a fast start. They scored 5 times in the first. They've got a 5-0 lead as we begin the top of the second. Dalen Lyle at the plate, left-handed batter. Javier Assad deals, and first pitch is called strike right at the top of the zone with a fastball 0-1. Cubs wearing the baby blue alternate jerseys today as Assad works his motion and deals. Lyle takes strike 2. A cutter on the outside edge at the top of the zone, 0-2. Cubs wearing white pants with a navy blue stripe down the leg. Two-tone caps, mostly blue with white in the front. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Foul tip into the glove. Lyle's retired. 1 away here in the top of the second. The Nationals wearing road gray jerseys and pants, red numerals and lettering on the front and back, outlined in navy blue. Two-tone caps, mostly navy blue with red bills. The batter, Luis Garcia Jr., he looks at a ball low from Assad, 1-0. The uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Here's the 1-0. That's up high. So 2-0 the count. It's a close pitch.
Backdoor hook by Javi.
The 2-0 delivery. Garcia lines one to center. Right there. Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch. 2 away.
That was a pitching wedge. It would have been an outstanding shot. Line drive to center, not so much, because it was right in the tracks of Pete Crow Armstrong. He did not have to move even a step to catch that line drive.
Yeah, that's great scouting right there. So 2 down. Andres Chaparro, the first baseman, digs in. Right-handed batter, hitting at 194. Assad works his motion and starts off Chaparro with a strike right along the outside edge. 0-1.
Chaparro recently called up, only 31 at-bats, 1 home run.
Strike 2 called. Fastball, 93 miles per hour.
Washington in a rebuild. They Davey Martinez, Mike Rizzo both got let go midway through the year, and they are kind of revamping the roster and seeing kind of where they stand now.
The next pitch just missed outside, 1-2.
One of my old teammates is their interim manager, Miguel Cairo. Talked to him earlier today. He's doing good. They've got quite a few Cubs on that staff, and ex-players played for Chicago. Ricky Gutierrez, a shortstop when I was here, is their third base coach and infield guy. Henry Blanco, who was here during the World Series time, is one of their coaches. They get a lot of Cubs connections. Jimmy Hickey also, one of my old buddies. That's really a buddy when you grow up in the same neighborhood. We grew up, blocks apart.
Where'd he go? Kennedy High School?
Kennedy High School, yeah. Kennedy High School. Yeah, along with all my mom went there. My uncles, my cousins, they all went to Kennedy.
The payoff pitch, did it hit Chaparro? Yeah, it did. So Chaparro becomes the first base runner of the afternoon for the Nationals here with 2 away in the top of the second. Cubs with a 5-0 lead.
Javi ran that 2-seamer, and it just kept boring in, and Chaparro throws that elbow guard out, but I don't think it hit the elbow guard. I think it hit him in the forearm. Pitchers are going to have to pitch inside today with that wind blowing out. You've got to make the hitter accountable to that pitch. And if you don't, and you just keep leaving the ball out over the plate, you're going to have issues.
Riley Adams at the plate. He hits a sky-high pop fly. Medium range right now, dropping back Castro. He makes the catch for out number 3. Chaparro stranded at first. Middle 2. Cubs with a 5-0 lead over the Nationals. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk, middays 10 to 2 with Rahimi and Harris on the score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
Where do the Cubs shop to celebrate a big win? Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Hey, baseball fans, now at Verizon, they are knocking it out of the park with low prices. Locked in for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. Get a single line for a low price of just $50 a month when you switch and bring your phone on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Only on a network you can count on. Slide into your local Chicago Verizon store today.
$20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rates. Additional terms and conditions apply. Struggling with plumbing problems? Plumbers 911 is your trusted solution with licensed plumbing professionals available 24/7 for any plumbing emergency. From repairs, leaks, sump pumps, and more, Plumbers 911 connects you with plumbers that do it right the first time. Call now at 1-833-PLUM-911.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Car accident? Call D&W right now. Slip and fall? Call D&W right now. Any accident at all? Call D&W Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
On Friday, September 12th, the Cubs take on the Rays at 1:20 p.m. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans, 21 and older. The Budweiser bleachers will receive a Cubs vintage tee presented by Budweiser. Be here for it. Here is Zach and Coop.
Judson, thank you. Cubs 5, Nationals nothing. We're in the last of the second. Reese McGuire will lead things off here in the Cubs half of the second inning. It'll be followed by Michael Busch and Ian Happ. Right-hander Jake Irvin on the mound, working on the first base side of the rubber. He kicks and delivers, and McGuire looks at a strike. Backdoor breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Dansby Swanson, the big hit in a 5-run first inning for the Cubs. Smacked a 3-run home run. Halfway up the bleachers in left center field. His 22nd of the year. Irvin delivers. And McGuire looks at the ball up high. 1-1 the count.
Irvin's breaking ball that he's throwing so far today. Now, and earlier today, in looking at film, that ball's fouled right at the Cubs dugout. Had a little more downward tilt. Today, it looks like he's getting a little more drop down on his breaking ball. And it's staying left flatter in the zone, which to me as a hitter, that's a benefit for the hitter.
The 1-2 is pulled foul off the netting to the right. So they'll do it again. You mentioned something earlier about Irvin that struck me. You said he's got a little bit more velocity to the fastball.
Yeah, the scouting report, when I looked at it early this morning, now that was about 8 o'clock this morning.
McGuire hits a high fly ball, deep right field, way back, still going, and gone! Deep shot for Reese McGuire, his 8th home run of the year. And the Cubs extend the lead, now up 6-0 over the Nationals here in the second.
Well, you talk about a guy who has flourished in coming to the big leagues and taking control of his opportunity in doing his job. This is his 110th at bat. He blasts one for home run. What is that, number 8 now for him? In 100 at bats. I mean, he's doing a good job catching. He's a good clubhouse guy. He's done everything you would want him to do as a guy coming up in the minor leagues and catching and being the backup guy. It's just great job by him. I'm really happy for him. That's another great swing and a long home run.
Michael Busch looks at a strike. The next pitch is up high. 1-1 the count as Irvin misses with a 93-mile-per-hour heater. Going to take care of some business here after the McGuire home run. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength that's anything but ordinary.
Trash bags for everybody.
Yeah, we're going to be reading that a few times this afternoon with the wind blowing out. The 1-1 is in there for a strike. Slow-moving breaking ball that's spun in the zone. 1-2 now.
I like this idea of them, the home run sponsor. When I played in Minnesota, they used to call it the trash bag in right field, was the tarp that they put to cover the bleachers that were folded up.
Like the
this
old
is way better. Yeah, the Metrodome. This is way better. Yeah. Hopefully we read it about 5 more times today.
Sounds good to me. 2-2 the count on Busch. The pitch, he swings and misses. Strike 3 as Irvin gets Busch with a curveball, 1 away.
That's breaking ball that Irvin has thrown today. This one, little backdoor action. That one had a little more downward tilt to it.
So here comes Happ. 6-0 Cubs here in the 7th inning. Just one walk scored on the pitch. Swings and misses. Another curveball from Irvin. 0-1 the count. Man, the wind is whipping out to right at the moment.
And looking at the weather report, I know we both did. I said as the game progresses, it's going to get windier. And it's getting there. It's blowing. This is the day to hit at Wrigley Field, that's for sure.
Happ looks at a fastball up high. 1-1 the count. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-hander Irvin, who kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Zipped a fastball past Happ at 93 miles per hour. 1-2. The next pitch is lined and caught by the second baseman Garcia, roaming to his right. 2 away.
Friday, September 12th, Cubs take on the Rays at 1:20 p.m. To the first 5,000 early arriving fans, 21 and older, in the Budweiser bleachers will receive a Cubs vintage tee presented by Budweiser. be here for it.
Now Seiya Suzuki at the plate. He looks at a strike, a curveball from Irvin, 0-1. Landed right at the bottom of the zone.
And all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Suzuki hits a shallow pop fly to center, coming in Hassel, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But the Cubs add another run on the solo shot by McGuire. 6-0 Cubs after 2 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Matthew Boyd. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that future you can't use? And since your rapid rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for rapid rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All rapid rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
James Hardy Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. Trusted by homeowners on over 10 million homes from coast to coast, they can give your home a beautiful design without compromising on durability and protection. They also know how important it is to support your hometown and root for the home team. That's why James Hardy is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Dear Autumn, fall into great value in a new Toyota. Like the tough as nails Tacoma, the sleek all-hybrid Camry, or the versatile RAV4. Find yours today. Toyota, let's go places.
Cubs lead 6-0 as we head into the third inning. We had a 1:20 start today, and it was 65 degrees at first pitch. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circus Sports app today. Zach?
Thank you very much, Judson. Robert Hassel III, the National center fielder, will lead off the third inning. Cubs with a pair of home runs over the first 2 innings. Dansby Swanson with a 3-run shot in the first. Reese McGuire with a solo job to help build up that 6-0 lead. It's the opener of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Nats. Javier Assad works his motion and deals, and Hassel looks at a ball outside. 1-0 the count. Matt Shaw playing wide of third and in. Now he backs up just a little bit. Hassel has excellent speed. Here's the 1-0. Assad deals and a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. The defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Now the 1-1. Hassel takes a strike. Sinking fastball. Right along the inside edge near the bottom of the zone, 1-2.
Yeah, it's a great pitch. The last pitch by Javi, he kind of, to me, got on top of that pitch a little bit more and through that two-seamer. It starts out inside and then just fades to the inside corner. Perfect pitch.
That last pitch, a curve in the dirt. So the count now 2-2 on Hassel. He's one of the guys the Nationals acquired in that big Juan Soto deal with San Diego a few years back. The 2-2. Hassel bounces one to second. Backing up Nico on the edge of the outfield grass fields and throws to first in time to get Hassel one away.
A good start to this third inning for Javi. You know, and the thing I love is that he's out, you know, right from the very beginning of the ball game. He's pounding the strike zone, and that is important. And now that he's got a 6-run lead here in the top of the third, it's even more important.
The batter, Brady House, the Nats third baseman, looks at a strike right at the bottom of the zone. A slow-moving breaking ball from Assad, 0-1. Javi with back-to-back quality starts coming in. Here's the 0-1. House takes a ball low. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Last weekend in Colorado, never an easy place to pitch. Assad picked up the victory. Here comes the 1-1. A bouncing ball hit on the left side, fielded by Swanson. Running throw to first in time to get House 2 away. So Assad, a quality start in Colorado last time out. 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. You give up 3 runs in 6 innings at Coors Field, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. And, the thing that we talked about in that game was all the ground balls. And he was getting ground balls, and he was getting weak contact. There weren't a lot of line drives hit around the yard. He threw the ball exceptionally well.
James Wood at the plate, and he looks at a curveball for a strike, 0-1. He was caught looking to start the game. 6-0 Cubs with 2 away here in the top of the third. The next pitch is a bouncing ball to short. Fielded between the legs by Swanson. Overhand throw across in time. And the Nats go down in order here in the top of the third. Middle 3, Cubs 6, Nationals 0 on the score. The Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When you do the math, you choose McGrath.
McGrath Acura of Westmont is one of Chicagoland's premier auto dealers. Zach Zaidman here. It's where I got my car. At McGrath Acura of Westmont, the luxury of Acura meets the McGrath commitment to quality and customer satisfaction. With new models in stock, such as the 2024 Acura MDX and competitive deals, there's no reason not to visit McGrath Acura of Westmont on Ogden Avenue or at AcuraByMcGrath.com.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty. FinishingChicago.com for the industry's best drywall finishing, wall covering, glass systems, signage, and painting contractors. Rely on FinishingChicago.com.
Home half of the third inning we go. Cubs lead the Nationals 6-0. Pete Crow Armstrong will get things started for the Cubs. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Here is Zach and Coop.
And Judson, before PCA steps to the plate, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's the opener of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Washington Nationals here at Wrigley Field. And the Cubs have a 6-0 lead over the Nats as we begin the last of the third. Pete Crow Armstrong will stand in. He got the scoring started in the first with a sacrifice fly. Right-hander Jake Irvin on the mound. Kicks and fires, and PCA looks at a curveball for a strike along the outside edge at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Armstrong back in the lineup after essentially getting 3 days off to reset the pitch. This one's foul back just below us, out of play, 0-2. It's no secret that PCA's been slumping. Entered play hitting 163 over his last 30 games with 1 home run. Sometimes that time away from the field can be so beneficial. The 0-2. High and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Saw it work with Kyle Tucker. He came back on fire after getting some time off to reset. The 1-2. High and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Pete Crow Armstrong.
And I think for all the guys this time of the year, if you get a couple days off, it's the mental part, the physical part, the physical part is important because, all the bangs and, and little things that are irritating as that pitch misses high, that everybody has that's playing this long. And then, but the mental part, I think, is even more important because you watch the game. You sit over there and you're watching.
The payoff pitch is grounded through in a right field for a base hit. So PCA leads off the third with a single.
And you just start reassessing, right? You know, the weight of the world isn't on your shoulders. You're sitting over there, and you're able to just kind of watch and just, you know, get an idea. You know, you're not so into it that, you know, you're feeling like you got to hit every pitch 500 feet. And, you know, after a few days off now, Pete's had 2 quality at-bats. He has a sac fly, and he's got a base hit.
Nico Horner looks at a ball way outside. 1-0 the count. Cubs with a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. No one out. Well, Armstrong always a threat to go. He's being held on at first by Andres Chaparro. PCA dancing off the bag. Throw to first. Gets back standing up. Horner had an RBI double in a 5-run first inning for the Cubs. Nico now hitting a .289 on the year. Righty-righty matchup with Irvin on the hill. Here's the pitch. Hot foul out of play off to the right. 1-1.
Well, I'd love to see Nico have a really good September and hit over 300.
Warner calls time, steps out of the box, adjusts his white batting gloves, and digs back in. You hit 300 in today's baseball, that is a monster deal. You rarely see it.
Well, I think right now there's only 3 or 4 guys hitting over 300. I think there's 2 in the National League and 4 in the American League. That was as of, well, it's today, Friday. We had an off day yesterday. That was as of Wednesday, if I remember correctly.
We'll check the board here momentarily. That last pitch way outside. So 2-1 the count. With Horner at the plate, Crow Armstrong at first. No one out here in the third. Cubs up 6-0. Irvin a long set. Now a throw to first. Crow Armstrong gets back standing up. That's 2 throw overs now for the right-hander Irvin. And so the only National Leaguer at the moment to be hitting better than 300, Trey Turner at 301. As Nico takes a ball inside, it's now 3-1.
Nico in 23 hit 283, 281 the year before, and 481 at bats. Hit 302, 21.
Crow Armstrong goes as Nico fouls it off to the left, 3-2.
That was in a partial year with only 149 at bats. Well, there's something about that 300 number as a hitter, right?
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are only 6 players in all of the majors hitting better than 300 entering play today. Crow Armstrong goes. The payoff pitch, line to right. It's playable for Lyle, who backs up, makes the catch short of the track for out number 1 as PCA has to retreat back to first.
Now Nico gets on top of this pitch away, hits a bullet to right. But that ball's getting helped by the wind, but not as much as the ball that's hit high. And that's just the line drive that's caught right at the warning track and right.
Willie Castro now digs in. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the third. A 6-0 lead. Crow Armstrong goes the pitch. Outside, throw to second. Way offline. Stolen base, PCA. That's number 32 on the year for Crow Armstrong.
Excellent jump by Pete. Steals his base easily. And you give him too much of a look over there where he knows he's going, and his speed, he just outruns this play by quite a bit.
So now PCA in scoring position at second, just 1 away. Castro at the plate with a 1-0 count. Switch hitter batting from the left side. The right-hander Irvin deals. Castro swings. It's a high fly ball to deep center. Fighting the sun, Hassel. He's under it, makes the catch. Tagging and heading to third is Crow Armstrong. And a productive out for Willie Castro as PCA moves up 90 to third.
Now, this is a near miss by Castro. This is one of those at-bats where he'll be frustrated a little bit because he got a hanging break him all right in the middle of the plate, about mid-thigh, and he put a great swing on it and just didn't quite hit it right on the sweet spot and hit it about 385 feet from home plate.
So here's Dansby Swanson-Coombe. He homered his last time up, a 3-run shot. Cubs with a 6-0 lead, and they're looking for more with Crow Armstrong at third and 2 away. The pitch. Low and outside, 1-0. Partly cloudy day, but plenty of sunshine here at Wrigley Field on this Friday afternoon. Temperature in the mid-60s, wind blowing out. The pitch. Low and outside again, 2-0 now as Irvin misses with a slider. Irvin peers in, acknowledges the sign from his catcher, Adams. The pitch. That's low and outside again, 3-0 to Swanson.
Yeah, they're, after the 3-run homer, they were trying to stay away from Swanson in the first at bat and did so other than the first pitch and then the last pitch. The last one ended up in the bleachers.
Armstrong dancing off third. The pitch is low and outside again. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk for Swanson. He heads to first. Cubs with men at the corners. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. A 6-0 lead, and Matt Shaw will dig in. Walks of Cubs batters are sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Adams, the catcher, on the last pitch, the 3-0 pitch, did not get called a strike. He asked Vondrak where he had that pitch, I'm sure, because that was a strike. And Dansby took off right away from home plate, and Vondrak just didn't call it a strike.
Matt Shaw digs in. Here's the pitch. Called strike right at the top of the zone. A cutter along the outside edge. 0-1. PCA with another Cubs steal earlier in the frame. Steals were powered by a Turo tire. Here's the 0-1. Shaw takes the ball up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of curveballs in the first 3 innings from Irvin.
Yeah, that's his, other than the fastball, then the curveball next, and then the other pitches, the changeup and the slider, used very little. Changeup used some to the left-hander, but he's basically a fastball curveball pitcher.
Shaw swings and misses. A fastball from Irvin. That was up high, 1-2.
Now the one thing we're seeing is his velocity coming down now. He was 94, 95 in the first inning, and now a lot of 91s and 92s with the fastball here in the third.
Swanson goes, the pitch outside, no throw by the catcher, Adams, stolen base. Adams kind of bluffed the throw to second and turned and stared PCA down at third. So a stolen base for Swanson. That's his 12th of the year. And now the Cubs have men at second and third with 2 away, and Shaw at the plate with a 2-2 count. A long set, Irvin deals. Up high, full count.
Irvin's done a lot of pitches in this ball game already. That's pitch number 65. There were 2 outs in the third. Pretty heavy workload here in the early going.
Crow Armstrong at third, Swanson at second. Shaw at the plate. The payoff pitch is dribbled foul off to the right. They'll do it again. Swanson with another Cubs steal. Steals are powered by a Turo tire. Shaw calls time, steps out of the box. Momentarily, we'll be playing the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Another good crowd on hand here at Wrigley Field to start this series. Hall of Fame weekend here at Wrigley. The 3-2. Shaw pops it foul out of play off to the right. Today is Sammy Sosa Day. Tomorrow, Derek Lee Day. And then the 2 get their plaques unveiled on Sunday. They get to wear the fancy blue jacket. Special weekend.
Yeah, very much so.
The 3-2 delivery. Shaw fouls it back out of play. Just to the right of us.
That one was seeking you out, see? That was close.
It wasn't coming in hot. If it doesn't come in hot, I don't get worried. But if it's to the right of you and coming in like a heat-seeking missile, I'm under the table. I'm not taking chances. You're the one with the good hands. Here comes the 3-2. Low and outside. Shaw works a walk. And the Cubs now have the bases loaded with 2 away here in the last of the third. And Reese McGuire due up.
Yeah, and the workload, and now with the walk, the bases loaded here. That'll bring out Jim Hickey, ex-Cubs pitching coach and Chicago native we talked about from Kennedy High School. Hick out there giving some words of wisdom to his young right-hander.
And so while the meeting takes place, let's play the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game.
There you go.
I'll start things out and go 32,500 this afternoon.
32,500?
Mm-hmm.
34,500.
The mound meeting is over. Reese McGuire will dig in. Bases loaded for the Cubs here with 2 away in the bottom of the third. They've got a 6-0 lead. McGuire waits. Irvin deals. Strike 1 right along the outside edge. A sinking fastball. Judson, what's your guess?
I'm going to go 33,600. And Mr. Zarang, 31,922.
So the guesses are in. The pitch. McGuire hits a pop fly down the left field line. Shallow coming in. Wood, he's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. Cubs leave the bases loaded here in the third, but they've got a 6-0 lead over Washington on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, Owen Casey. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Experience design you feel in every detail, and technology as innovative as it is effortless with Buick. These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR financing on 2025 Buick models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get $3,000 purchase allowance on Encore GX, $1,000 purchase allowance on Envision, $250 purchase allowance on Envista, and $500 purchase allowance on Enclave. Must be a current owner of a 2011 model year or newer non-GM vehicle, or a current lessee of a 2020 model year or newer non-GM vehicle for at least 30 days prior to new vehicle sale. Length of contract limited. Some customers will not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/30/25.
Hey, it's David Hoffer, Chef IQ. You know the feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? That sounds delicious. Worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates undercooking or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on a stovetop, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food, connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Out of town scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill up. Cubs and Nationals, only active game right now in Major League Baseball. Coming up later on this afternoon, it will be the Brewers and the Pirates matching up at 5:40. Reds on the road to battle the Mets. Cardinals host the Giants at 7:15. Here's Zach.
Thanks, Judson. 6-0 Cubs here in the top of the fourth. C.J. Abrams will lead things off for Washington with Javier Assad on the mound. The right-hander works his motion and deals, and Abrams looks at a strike, a slow-moving breaking ball that spins into the zone, 0-1. Dansby Swanson, a 3-run home run in the first. Reese McGuire, a solo job in the second. Assad delivers, and Abrams looks at a ball low and inside. 1-1 the count. Cubs beginning the day 5.5 games behind first place Milwaukee in the National League Central. The 1-1 pitch is low and outside, apparently. A changeup that missed. 2-1 the count on Abrams. Cubs still hold the top wild card spot in the National League, but Milwaukee's still around. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's got to be like that, that big series or two that the Cubs have either have a sweep and win 2 or 3, and Milwaukee has a tough week. And that, then you get that gap closed
And then you get down into the last week or so of the season, and you see what happens. But right now, it looks pretty difficult to win the division. But you certainly got a chance to have that first round of the wild card at home.
Abrams hits a high fly ball foul out of play off to the left. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the way it works is if the Cubs hold on to that top wild card spot in the National League, you will play the first round. All the games will be here at Wrigley.
Yep.
As Abrams bloops one down the left field line and it drops into the netting. Foul, 2-2. It's a best of 3.
Yeah, you get all 3 games at your home ballpark. And, as of right now, if the Cubs are number 1, obviously they play at home for the best 2 or 3, which is a huge advantage playing here at Wrigley.
Abrams looks at a ball outside. He's to full count.
In the flip side, it would be San Diego right now the Cubs would go to play if they didn't win if San Diego took over the first spot, and that is not an easy place to play.
Abrams hits a high fly ball, shallow left center. Coming in, Happ. So is Pete Crow Armstrong. It's Happ who lunges to make the catch off to his left. I think PCA lost that one in the sun, but Happ had it and makes the catch for out number 1. The first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Well, I think they're trying to figure out this communication thing in left and center. And I think Ian called this ball, and once he did, then Pete backs off a little bit and lets Ian go get it. So you don't have that issue of the collision or, them two kind of getting close to each other. And, there's a trust factor. Ian's played out there a long time too. And, he just tracks his ball. It carries him into center field a little bit because of the wind. But once a guy calls it, you got to kind of let him take it.
Josh Bell at the plate takes strike 1 and now ball 1 off the outside. So the count is 1-1. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-hander Assad. Here's the pitch. Bell pulls one on the ground to first, fielded behind the bag by Bush. Jogs to the cushion, steps on it, 2 away.
I think that was a good example, though, that fly ball, of how much the wind is really affecting the fly ball. That ball was straight left, and before Happ caught it, he probably took 4 or 5 good strides going towards center to catch that ball.
I believe the official score said there was a 4-mile-per-hour wind at the start of this game.
Did he call that from, New York?
There's no way.
He's not here.
Yeah. Fouls this one off the screen to the left. So now I got to check the smartphone.
Yeah, look at the flags right up here above us next to the booth. Yeah,
I'm going to read what the smartphone says, and I think this is a lot more accurate. Here comes the 0-1, Assad Delisle. He swings, and it's a towering pop deep left. It's carrying back. Crow Armstrong loses it in the sun. It one hops the wall. Lyle on his way to third, and he'll stop there with a triple.
Well, this ball hits center field and deep, and it's going into left center. Pete goes back. Looks like he has it all the way. And then he does not come that close to it. This ball lands about 4 feet from him to his side, his glove side towards the left field side. And it just ends up being a triple. There's nothing you really didn't know that he didn't see it, but he didn't come that close to it. So a very tough sky right now in sun for the center fielder.
Said wind gusts up to 27 miles per hour.
That's more like it.
Luis Garcia Jr. at the plate. He hits a pop-up in foul territory off to the left, and it lands in the Cubs dugout right near the camera well. Shaw was giving chase. It's a foul ball, 0-1. So I don't know where they got the 4-mile-per-hour thing, but
maybe they were looking at the weather in San Diego. It's not like that here, I can promise you that.
2 away, a man at third. 6-0 Cubs. Garcia, it's a high fly ball, deep right center field. Castro goes back, he looks up, and this one is in the bleachers. A 2-run home run for Luis Garcia Jr. And the Nationals are on the board. It's now 6-2 Cubs. You're in the top of the 4th.
Now that's what you worry about here at Wrigley when the wind is blowing out. You get balls put in play that you expect to have outs. You want them to be outs. When they're not, that can be a problem because of the wind blowing out. And now You get a 2-run homer with 2 outs.
A 400-foot drive by Garcia to right center. So it's 6-2. Cubs over the Nats, 2 away. Top of the 4th. Andres Chaparro at the plate. And he hits a pop-up, shallow right, dropping back corner to second baseman. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. But the Nats get on the board on the long 2-run home run by Garcia. 6-2 Cubs, middle 4 on the score. The Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on the score.
Hi, welcome to Everything Outdoors. Can I help you find anything?
Hey, yeah. Can you point us to the camping gear?
Sure, aisle 2.
How about fly fishing? Just bought a new Nissan Pathfinder, and we're ready to get back to it.
Aisle 7.
Snowboarding? Our Pathfinder's got intelligent 4x4, and we want to hit the backcountry.
Oh, aisle 18.
And where are the boats?
Back of the store, but are you sure you can do all this?
Oh, yeah. Up to 6,000 pounds towing. We're good to go. Oh, where's the scuba department?
Return to rugged in the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com. Available intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Towing capability varies by configuration. See owner's manual for important safety information. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
It's not too late for your pup to be called out on air as the Tito's Handmade Vodka K9 of the game. Submit your dog now at 670thescore.com, and your pooch could get a shout out. And if the Northsiders pitchers strike out 9 or more during a regular season home game, Tito's Handmade Vodka will donate $100 to anti-cruelty and up to $10,000 this season, supporting their mission to care for animals in need and build a stronger pet-loving community. Tito's Handmade Vodka, vodka for dog people. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Safer responsibly.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, a leader in comprehensive orthopedic care. Visit ibji.com for locations.
Bottom of the 4th inning we go. Cubs leads the Nationals by a score of 6-2. How about some league leaders? Sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Mariners' Cal Raleigh leads all baseball with 51 home runs. Phillies' Cal Schwarber. We know that name here. 119 RBIs. That's the best in baseball as far as pitchers go. It's the Pirates' Paul Skeens with the best ERA at 1.98. Here is Zach and Coombe.
The ballpark, part of the Cubs family again. 6-2 Cubs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The batter, Michael Bush, to lead things off against right-hander Jake Irvin. Works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. He faces home plate, now spins and deals, and the pitch is low for ball 1.
Yeah, yesterday got a chance to talk to Sammy. What a great job by the Ricketts family and Tom and Laura and Todd and for the Cubs charities yesterday, the event we had here at Wrigley and at Gallagher Way across just outside the ballpark, the dinner, and raised, you had to raise over $1 million yesterday. I'm not sure what the figure is, but it was some kind of special event for the community here in Chicago.
Bush grounds one to second, bobbled by Garcia. He retrieves and flips to first in time to get Bush one away.
But, Laura talking about affecting the young people in our city, and great stuff yesterday. But also for selfishly for all of us ex-players, it gets us all together. For guys we haven't seen, and Sammy was there yesterday along with Derek Lee, and it was great to see Sammy and talk to him. And it's great that he's back with the Cubs. This is where he belongs, and we saw him earlier today too, and it's very nice. And the Cub fans are stoked that he is back. That is for sure.
Ian Happ takes the ball high and outside. The next pitch is also high and outside for ball 2. Cubs with a 6-2 lead over the Nationals with 1 down here in the last of the 4th. It's great listening to Sammy Sosa talk about his favorite memories in a Cubs uniform. Here comes the 2-0. And Happ looks at a strike, a curveball that spins into the zone. And you were around for that moment where Sammy carried the flag here at Wrigley Field after 9-11. Pitch outside, 3-1 the count to Happ.
Yeah, he gave a flag to Billy Williams, who was our first base coach, and said, Billy, when I hit a home run to right, I'm going to come by, hand me the flag, and I'm going to carry it around the bases. And he did.
Ball 4 low to Happ as Irvin misses with a curve. So 1-out walk for Ian. That's his second bases on balls today. Walks of Cubs batters, sponsored by It's Not a Game, Illinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. That story brought up a couple of things as Miguel Cairo, the interim manager, heads out to the mound, and we're going to have a pitching change here with 1 on and 1 out in the last of the fourth. Cubs with a 6-2 lead. The fact that Sammy was so confident that he knew he would hit a home run and then could plan for the reaction afterwards with a Hall of Famer in Billy Williams.
Yep, absolutely.
Very cool. Let's take a break. Pitching change for Washington. Cubs with a 6-2 lead here in the last of the fourth on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Is your business's pavement showing signs of wear and tear? Patriot Pavement Maintenance specializes in simplifying pavement maintenance and construction for industrial, commercial, and educational clients throughout Illinois. Based in Wheeling with over 30 years of experience, they provide asphalt paving, seal coating, concrete repair, and non-toxic solutions to protect and enhance your surfaces. Call 847-813-9034 or visit patriotpavement.net for a proposal. Patriot Pavement Maintenance. Pavement maintenance and construction made simple. Patriotpavement.net.
Uh-oh, you spot a work zone up ahead, but you're already running late. Hey, is that extra minute really worth risking your safety? Decision time. Will you push your luck and speed through? Or you mind the signs, avoid the fines? Yeah, that's what I thought. Slow down and pass through cautiously. Hard hats off to you, sir. Level pass. While the next work zone is loading, head to itsnotagamillinois.com/arcade to play.
Right-hander Orlando Ribalta is the new man on the mound for Washington. 16 games this season. He's got an ERA of nearly 6. Cubs with a 6-2 lead over the Nationals. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ian Happ at first. Seiya Suzuki at the plate. Seiya is 1 for 2 today with a run scored.
Getting back to our event last night, the Bricks and Ivy dinner that we had. The other thing I wanted to say about it last night is Ryan Dempster. He killed it last night. He emceed the event last night, and I've known Dempster for a long time, and he's just a great guy, and obviously, doing great in baseball as a player, and he's on the MLB network and works here with all of us here with the Cubs, but he did a great job. He was MC.
Seiya pulls one deep down the left field line, but it hooks way foul out of play.
And he did the auction, and he's just a fun guy, and and a great guy. But he really killed it last night. So great job, Demper. Last night you had us all laughing at the table. It was a lot of fun. But congrats to the Ricketts family and Cubs Charities for affecting so many young people with the money that was raised last night.
Seiya swings and misses 1 and 2, fooled by a changeup from Ribalta. I'm telling you what, Demp is an all-star auctioneer.
Yeah,
I mean, he compels you to raise that paddle and make a bid.
Yeah. I noticed you didn't raise your paddle to make a bid.
I did not.
Neither did I, so don't feel
yeah. Here's the 1-2, foul back. It's too busy meeting and greeting, mingling. Everyone wants to know how the Cubs going to do in September. Are they going to win the division? Are they going to be the wild card team? What's the
deal? There were
deal?
some big shooters there last night, so that was a little out of our league. We can say it. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah, it all went for a great cause. It was pretty good.
I mean, I could have raised the paddle early. I would have been overwhelmed every time.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
The 1-2 is called strike 3. As Suzuki is frozen by a slider right along the outside edge. 2-0.
A new pitcher coming into the ball game. I don't think Seiya picked up that last slider all that well. And now Pete, first time back in a few days playing. He's had 2 productive at-bats, a sac fly and a base hit to right.
Happ at first with 2 down. Here's the pitch. And it's pounded on the ground. Foul off to the right. 0-1. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. I did have some big shooters at my table that were very busy putting in bids.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. Foul back by PCA. And Demp is so quick with the wit. Just nonstop energy, just like he was as a player.
That's years in a clubhouse where if you're not quick-witted, you get eaten alive. And, that didn't happen in Denver.
He's always on the attack in a good way. Righty-lefty matchup. Rebalta along set. And the pitch. Crow Armstrong pulls one, line drive, base hit to right. Happ stops at second base, and this is a really good sign for PCA. He's 2 for 2, a couple of singles, a stolen base, and a sacrifice fly.
And this one, he goes out and he covers this off-speed pitch away. It's down and away. He hooks it, but he still covers it. And the swing is a little more under control, even though he pulls this ball and gets his second hit of the ball game. But third productive at bat for Pete Crow Armstrong.
Here's the pitch to Nico Horner. It's inside for a ball, 1-0. 2 on, 2 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Rebalta working on the first base side of the rubber, sets up high, works his motion and deals. And Nico looks at a strike, 1 ball.
So we got some friends in the booth here in the fourth inning. One of my good friends, Andy and their whole band. Can't hear Jack. They're here today, here at the Friendly Confines.
Hello, guys.
Looks like they're in full party mode today.
It's always a party in this booth. Pitch is in the dirt, nicely blocked by the catcher, Adams. So the runners stay where they are, Happ at second, PCA at first.
They are playing tomorrow night at my place. Really? Tomorrow night. So great to have them here. It's bribery, actually. I bribed them to come here and play.
Call that smart business.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want. But I appreciate them coming out and playing. And, they get a night at our day at Wrigley Field. Great to have them here.
Rebalta badly misses outside with a slider. So Nico now at the plate with a 3-1 count, 2 on, 2 out for the Cubs. A 6-2 lead over the Nationals here in the last of the fourth. And Horner calls time. Adjusts the batting gloves before digging in. Nico's 1 for 2 with an RBI double today. Now the 3-1. Inside ball 4. Cubs have loaded up the bases once again today. 2 away. Willie Castro now due up.
Well, when we talk about how important it is to throw strikes, not give free passes, and make plays, right? You got to make the plays. When the wind is blowing out, this is a tough ballpark to pitch in, and you really don't want to give extra outs. And right now, bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 swing in the bat could really put this game away.
Willie Castro looking to make some plays here. Here's the pitch, and Castro takes a ball up high. The fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home with the exclusive Cubs debit card, member FDIC, EHL lender. We try to make baseball so complicated with all these numbers. Sometimes you just got to make a play. Cubs up 6-2, bases loaded with 2 away. Rebalta deals. Castro swings. Line drive down the left field line. It drops in fair. And will roll over the wall on a bounce for a ground rule double. But 2 runs come in courtesy of Willie Castro, who indeed made a play. And the Cubs now up 8-2 over the Nationals here in the fourth.
A good swing by Willie. He gets his fastball and inside outs it and keeps it fair. And that's a big thing. It hits the warning track going down the side wall and bounces into the stands for a ground rule double. But that scores 2 more for the Cubs and brings up Dansby, who has already hit a 3-run homer.
So Horner at third, Castro at second. And Swanson looks at a ball up high from Revolta. 1-0. Cubs with an 8-2 lead here in the fourth. Dansby waits. Righty-righty matchup. Revolta deals. Inside, 2-0.
We keep scoring runs. We're going to have these guys in our booth more often.
Swanson waits for the 2-0. Here it comes. And fouls it away out of play over our heads. 2-1.
What a good swing by Dansby on that high fastball. He was right on time. Just might have been a little high.
Wind whipping out to right at the moment here at Wrigley Field. Men at second and third with 2 away. Now the 2-1. Called strike. Sinking fastball right at the bottom of the zone at 98 miles per hour from the right-hander Orlando Revolta.
Dansby got caught looking for a breaking pitch and got the heater. That last pitch, that's why he's taking a little time now, a little frustrated. Got to clear that out of your head a little bit and get back to your at-bat.
Here comes the 2-2. Attack foul at the plate. So we'll do it again.
Dansby now with 22 home runs and 70 runs batted in this season.
After that 3-run bomb in that 5-run first inning for the Cubs. They've already scored 2 more runs here in the fourth. The pitch is low. And Swanson has worked a full count. Cubs with 7 hits as a team so far. Revolta delivers. Swanson swings. And did he foul this one at the plate?
Yeah, he fouled that one in. Got a piece of Clint Vondrak.
The home plate umpire.
Yeah. I think they got him in his leg, his right leg. It's one of those balls that goes up under the catcher and then hits the umpire. Now, you can put gear in a lot of places. Can't cover everything.
Yeah, there's some delicate areas. Vondrak a victim there. So Swanson calls time, steps out of the box to allow Vondrak to recover. We're ready for the resumption of play. 3-2 the count. Men at second and third with 2 down here in the fourth. Cubs with an 8-2 lead. Revolta, the right-hander, is ready. Sets up high. Kicks and fires. Swanson swings, and it's a high fly ball to center. It's playable for Hassel, who's standing under it and makes the catch for out number 3. But another productive inning for the Cubs. They score 2 more times on the double by Castro. 8-2 Cubs after 4 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Ian Happ here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Organ failure takes more than strength to overcome. It takes expertise. Loyola Medicine's transplant program is among the most experienced in Illinois, with innovative approaches like gene expression profiling and robotic-assisted surgery. When the odds are long, we bring precision, compassion, and hope. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
It started with one car 70 years ago, when the first Volvo car arrived in the U.S. Since, Volvo has helped redefine safety. From the 3-point safety belt to side impact airbags, a whiplash protection system, and blind spot assist, innovations that have saved millions of lives and made summer memories safer for generations. Celebrate 70 years of safety. Visit your local retailer for the Summer Safely bonus event going on now.
At Wintrust, our approach lets Cubs fans show their pride anytime, anywhere. With the Cubs debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, you don't just swipe, you make a statement. It's like a megaphone for your wallet, broadcasting Cubs pride with every transaction. Visit wintrust.com/Cubs to choose an eligible account and score your Cubs debit card. That's wintrust.com/Cubs. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Cubs debit card is not available at all Wintrust Community Banks charters. Member FDIC.
James Hardy Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardy is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
A reminder to take Cubs baseball with you wherever you go in the Chicagoland area with the Odyssey and iHeartRadio apps. Download the apps and search 670 The Score. Top of the 5th here at Wrigley Field. Cubs all over the Nationals 8-2, but it's one of those days at the friendly confines today with the wind whipping out to right. The game is never over. Riley Adams, Robert Hassel III, and Brady House due up for the Nats. 7, 8, and 9 in the Washington order here in the 5th. Javier Assad on the mound. He's given up 2 hits. A triple to Dalen Lyle that was lost in the wind or sun by Pete Crow Armstrong in the 4th inning. And Luis Garcia Jr. followed up the 2-run shot into right center field. Adams looks at a sinking fastball for a strike. Bottom of the zone on the inside edge from Assad. The next pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Adams, the Nationals catcher. A 1-1 delivery. Adams takes a ball low and outside. 2-1 the count now. Adams, a right-handed batter, stands deep in the box. Assad works his motion and deals. And Adams, it's a high fly ball down the right field line, giving chase Castro, but this one slices into the stands for a foul ball.
Another good pitch by Javi, that 2-seamer running in on Adams. And if you don't get the head of the bat out to cover it, it's and get out to it. Very tough pitch to do anything with.
Assad misses outside with a slider, 3-2. Adams is 29 years old. He's 6'4", 263 pounds. You don't want to mess with him. As Assad delivers the payoff pitch, and Adams takes ball 4 in the dirt. So that's the first walk of the game for Assad. He did hit Chaparro earlier today. Leadoff walk for Adams and the Nats here in the 5th. It'll bring up Robert Hassel III. Adams received a 2nd-degree black belt in karate when he was 13 years old.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's why you don't want to mess with him.
Now, if he can do that to the baseball, he'd be in really good shape.
Hassel looks at a slow-moving breaking ball at the bottom of the zone for a strike, 0-1.
No wonder Javi walked him.
The kick and pitch is inside. So 1-1 the count on Hassel. Adams was a 37th round pick by the Cubs in 2014. He did not sign, went to the University of San Diego before being drafted by Toronto in 2017. Ground ball into second, fielded by Horner to Swanson for 1 on the first. Double play, 4-6-3.
It's that sinker once again. You know, it's always in the back of the hitter's mind. And, you know, he does both. He throws the sinker and he's got the cutter. And when you got those 2 pitches, they both go down. You know, you get induce a lot of ground balls. That's exactly what he did. Tailor-made 4-6-3 double play.
Double plays turned by the Cubs defense, sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill at NissanUSA.com. Somewhere in there, we also have to point out that the first out was brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. The batter, Brady House. He swings and fouls it off the netting to the left, 0-1. Cubs with an 8-2 lead with 2 away. Here in the top of the 5th. The next pitch to House is low and outside, 1-1. You're laughing, so I must have missed something on the monitor here.
Well, Javi thought there were 3 outs as he was coming off the field.
after the double play as House swings and misses at a fastball, 1-2.
It's all right. A couple more sinkers. There will be 3 outs, and you take it to the dugout.
It's that Sammy Sosa-like confidence,
there
right?
We go, yeah.
Here comes the 1-2.
There we go.
Fly ball hit to right. Playable for Castro. He makes the catch, angling toward the line for out number 3. You called it. Little 5, Cubs 8, Nationals 2. On the score, the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey folks, Coom here. Since teaming up with the fine folks at Yuengling Beer, I've heard this question a lot. Ron, how has Yuengling managed to be around for 196 years? Well, it comes down to one thing. They brew great beer. Simple as that. It takes real quality to become the oldest brewery in America, and Yuengling's been doing it right since 1829. Whether it's traditional lager, light lager, Flight by Yuengling, they all have the same commitment to flavor and craftsmanship. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, PA.
You deserve a car that thrills you. And Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today.
We are coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs, getting set for the last of the 5th here at Wrigley Field. Cubs with an 8-2 lead over the Nationals. And a reminder that on Sunday, September 14th, the Cubs take on the Rays at 1:20 in the afternoon. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Bill Murray bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. Yeah, you heard right. A Bill Murray bobblehead. So Matt Shaw digs in. 0 for 1 with a walk, and he looks at a ball outside. Shaw on the year hitting at 230. The next pitch is foul back, 1-1 the count. Shinosuke Ogasawara on the mound now for the Nationals, a left-hander. Ogasawara works his motion and deals. Shaw swings and misses, 1-2, a 92-mile-per-hour heater from Ogasawara. Ogasawara known as the Big Cowboy. He's 5'11". 205 pounds. Here's the pitch. That one bounces all the way to the backstop. A changeup that missed, 2-2.
You still have remnants of the Bricks and Ivy dinner are still hanging around the ballpark. Yep. Very entertaining. We had a great time last night.
It really was.
Really good.
Here comes the 2-2 to Shaw. Pulled on the ground, foul off to the left, just in front of third base coach Quentin Berry, who had to scoot out of the way. 2-2. All opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com. Ogasawara deals inside. Missed with a fastball. Shaw has worked a full count.
You knew it was going to be good. So Aaron Bartz was the guy that had our table that I was at, right? And Paul and I were sitting there first. First thing he says, all my buddies are coming. Will that be okay? I'm like, yeah, it's your table. We're good. We had a great time. And so I invited them all to the booth today. Yeah, he was right here in Wrigleyville, and it was great. Great time last night.
Shaw fouls it away. Count full.
Some are feeling better than others. I might say that, the party continued on after we left about 9:30.
Shaw pops it up, right side foul territory. Does Chaparro have a play? Yeah, he does. Makes an over-the-shoulder catch right in front of the tarpaulin along the sidewall to the right in foul territory for out number 1.
That's been a good offensive day for the Cubs, and it's been a very good offensive day for McGuire. Fly out to left, but hit a big bomb to right field.
Well, McGuire digs in, lefty-lefty matchup with Ogasawara on the mound, and a breaking ball is off the outside, 1-0. That guy that you just mentioned, was he the guy that screamed out Coom in the middle of the party yesterday?
No, but one of the guys that was there, yeah, he did. That is exactly right.
A 1-0 is in there for strike, 1 ball, 1 strike to count on McGuire.
So they said they were coming today, and he goes, I won't make any noise in the booth. I'm like, that's impossible. That is not going to be the case.
Here's the 1-1. McGuire hits a high fly ball, left center field, playable for Hassel, who makes the catch for out number 2 as McGuire is retired 2 away. It'll bring up Michael Bush. We're in the 5th. Cubs with an 8-2 lead over the Nationals. Yeah, there was a point where Ryan Dempster, right at the beginning, as everyone took their seats to enjoy just a great meal, he announced all the famous people in the building, the Cub alums, the broadcasters, including us, Pat, you, me. And then all of a sudden, you hear someone yelling Coom in the background. Michael Bush grounds one to second, fielded on one knee by Garcia, fires to first in time for out number 3. That ends the 5th. And Dempster, without missing a beat, goes, Zach, was that you? And everyone started roaring. After 5, it's an 8-2 Cubs lead over the Nats. On the Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Join Great Lakes Credit Union's mission of banking for a greater good. As a nonprofit financial institution, Great Lakes Credit Union invests in local communities while offering the services of big banks. Learn more at glcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that future you can't use? And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations applying can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
From the warehouse to the work site, Fitzgerald Equipment keeps Illinois and Wisconsin businesses moving with forklifts, rentals, and expert service. Featuring Heli forklifts built to go the distance. Visit FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Trusted equipment powered by Heli. Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Proud partner of Cubs Radio. Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees. Other books may charge you just to get on the field. But with Circa Sports, you can swing away with every bet. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fans know a steal when they see one, like tuxedos and suits from Suits 2020 at Niles. Why rent when you can own one for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at Suits2020.com.
Top of the 6th inning here at Wrigley Field. It's the opener, a 3-game set between the Cubs and Washington Nationals. The Cubs have an 8-2 lead as we get set for this frame. James Wood will lead things off for Washington against Javier Assad, who's given up just 2 hits today. A triple to Dalen Lyle and a home run to Luis Garcia Jr. Assad kicks and Wood looks at a ball low. Oh, he's another one of the guys that Washington got in that highly publicized deal with San Diego a few years back that resulted in Juan Soto going to the Padres. Wood takes the ball in. 2-0 the count. Wood, an all-star this year, hitting at 256, 27 home runs, the 2-0. In there, first strike, fastball, bottom of the zone, 2-1.
Yeah, if he can stay with this kind of position as a hitter, it's going to be a good move for Washington.
The next pitch is a called strike again. Curveball that spins into the zone, 2-2. But this Wood, just 22 years old, one of the tallest players in the big leagues right now at 6'7". Assad kicks and fires. Wood swings and misses. Strike 3. As Assad gets him with a sinking fastball. On the way, the first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I was down on the field earlier today, and this Washington team is a big team. They got a bunch of big guys. And, the whole idea is, when you're rebuilding, is it going to work, right?
C.J. Abrams lines one for a base hit in the right center field.
They're hoping that this guy that just got the base hit turns into a really good big league player.
Abrams, another one of the guys that they did the Juan Soto deal with San Diego. The 6th overall pick in the 2019 draft. That was the draft that Adley Rutschman went first. And the next two guys you know well, Bobby Witt went number 2 to Kansas City. It took a while for the number 3 pick to get going, but he's going now. Josh Bell at the plate. Takes a ball inside, 1-0 the count. Comes with an 8-2 lead, 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Andrew Vaughn was the 3rd overall pick in 2019. Went to the White Sox, and this year has flourished with Milwaukee. Time called by Assad, who steps off the rubber, plays with the rosin bag on the back slope of the mound. Now he's back on the rubber, third base side. Here's the pitch. Inside to Bell. 2-0. Bell was actually traded with Soto to San Diego in that deal. Now he's back for his second stint with the Nats. He takes a strike. Fastball near the top of the zone, 2-1. Bell's been around, debuted with Pittsburgh in 2016. He's also played with San Diego, Cleveland as he pounds one on the ground from off to the right, 2-2. Miami, Arizona. 33 years old now.
Wind's still blowing out hard towards right. And so this ball game, this is still one of those games where you really got to keep grinding the game, because crooked numbers can get put up in this game in a hurry.
Assad sets at the belt. Takes a peek at first and deals. He misses low with a cutter. So 3-2 the count. 0 for 2 switch hitter batting from the left side. Abrams with good speed at first. Assad delivered. And Bell takes ball 4 low. So now 2 on with just 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning for Washington. Bring up the cleanup man, Dalen Lyle, who had a triple his last time up. Looked like a playable ball in left center field that Pete Crow Armstrong had difficulty finding either because of the sun or the wind here at Wrigley today.
Yeah, it was definitely the sun. It's not out now, but earlier in the game, ball went right in the sun. Pete never did. He saw it until he got to the track. Then he didn't see it, and the ball bounced about 4 feet from him on the track right in front of the ivy. And it ended up being a double. Triple, that's right. And then the next ball went out of the ballpark.
Cubs do have some activity in the bullpen. The veteran left-hander Caleb Thielbar has started warming up. 2 on, 1 away, top 6. Cubs up 8-2. And now Craig Counsell calls time, and he'll walk out to the mound.
Counsell's trying to do his very best to give Thielbar as much time as possible to get ready. And once the phone rang in the dugout, then Counts came out. He has not signaled, though, towards the bullpen yet, but it's very rare that we've seen him come out and not make a pitching change as he's looking down at the pen and still trying to give Thielbar some more time. I think he's going to make a move there.
Clint Fondrak going to the mound to try and break up the mound meeting. Now he's having a conversation with Counsell, and Counsell will make the pitching change now. He points to the bullpen, and that'll be all for Javier Assad. His afternoon is done. He gets a nice round of applause from the crowd here at Wrigley Field. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Men at first and second with just one away here in the top of the sixth inning. Thielbar, the left-hander, will come in to face Lyle. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Top six, 8-2 Cubs over the Nats. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Spiegel and Home Show afternoons, 2 to 6 on the score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat. Our engineer today is the maestro Paul Zarang, helping us blast through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. Judson Richards is along as well. Did a terrific job on the pregame show. You can hear him on the postgame show and throughout today's ball game helping us out. Caleb Thielbar is the new man on the mound for the Cubs. They've got an 8-2 lead over the Nationals. 2 on, 1 away here in the top of the sixth inning. Thielbar, a 1.99 ERA in 57 appearances this season for the Cubs. The left-handed hitting Dalen Lyle at the plate. He's a right fielder for the Cubs. And he takes ball one in the dirt. C.J. Abrams is at second base. Josh Bell at first. Lyles 1 for 2 today with a triple. Thielbar kicks and fires. Line drive in left center field. This will drop in and one hop the wall. It takes a wild bounce over PCA's head. 2 runs are going to come in and score. Lyle on his way to third, slides in safely. 2-run triple. It's now 8-4. Lyle with his second triple of the ballgame.
Yeah, not too often you see a guy with 2 triples in a game, but this ball is hit very hard into the gap in left center, and it hits the garage door in left center, and because of that, Pete was chasing it right into the area, so he's ready to field this ball, and the ball, I actually think it hits some of the brick and bounces over his head and quite a ways away from him. And that allows Bell to go all the way from first and score and end up being a triple for Lau.
Now the batter, Luis Garcia Jr. He homered his last time up off of Javier Assad. Thielbar delivers, and Garcia swings and fouls it into the glove, 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup as Thielbar delivers. Line drive it to center. Coming in, Crow Armstrong makes the catch. Tagging and coming home, Lyle. Here's the throw. It is not in time. Sliding in safely is Lyle. Sacrifice fly for Garcia. It's now 8-5 Cubs. 2 away here in the sixth.
Now, we were just talking about that. This ballpark, when the wind is blowing out, you know, you're 2 different ballparks. One, it's a great pitcher's park when the wind is blowing in. When the wind is blowing out, there's a fight to the bat rack. and everybody wants to hit. And today is one of the hitters' days, and game is getting tight again, and it's just one of those days. Ball's flying.
Andres Chaparro at the plate. He fouls the first pitch back from Thielbar, 0-1. Wind continues to blow hard out to right. Chaparro 0-for-1. He was hit by a pitch in the second. Right-handed batter, open stance, hits out of an exaggerated crouch. Thielbar deals. A breaking ball that just nips the outside portion of the plate for a strike, 0-2. Thielbar peers in, acknowledges the sign from McGuire, sets up at the belt, and delivers. Low and outside, 1-2. A 3-run sixth inning so far for the Nationals. Thielbar trying to end it here. A 1-2 delivery. Thielbar to Chaparro. Popped up, right side, foul territory, racing over Bush near the Nats dugout. Does he have a play? No. Those bounces on the roof of the Nats dugout for a foul ball. 1-2.
Yeah, the wind earlier in the ballgame was blowing out more towards center. Now it's really blowing out more towards right. And that ball going over the Cubs or over the Nationals dugout kind of got blown a little more in the foul territory. When the wind is blowing out, the balls going to either side down the line get blown back into the field of play. But that did not happen to that last foul ball.
Here comes the 1-2 by Thielbar. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a slow-moving breaking ball from Thielbar. Chaparro hitting at 188 on the year. Here's the pitch. Shot foul off to the left. 2-2. Thielbar works on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Foul back again by Chaparro. Count remains 2-2. With the Nats first baseman in the box. A lot more sun than clouds at the moment at Wrigley. The pitch. This is low and inside. Full count. Temperature in the mid-60s at first pitch here at the friendly confines. Thielbar is ready. The payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a curveball. And that ends the top half of the 6th inning, but not before the Nats score 3 times to make it a ball game once again. 8-5 Cubs as we head to the last of the 6th. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Mind the signs, avoid the fines. Can you respect the zone? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to test your skills in our retro arcade game.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
At Lowe's, save on job site supplies with MyLowe's Pro Rewards. Eligible members enjoy volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms subject to change.
Hey, baseball fans, thinking about a new Subaru this season? Do yourself a favor. Take the short drive north and visit Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Check out this winning lineup. Outstanding customer service, a vast inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles, the latest incentives, and a laid-back experience you won't find in the city. That's a home run every time. Visit Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha today or shop whenever you want at ZieglerSubaruKenosha.com. They'll light up the scoreboard every time.
Car accident? Call D&W right now. Slip and fall? Call D&W right now. Any accident at all? Call D&W Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Cubs lead the Nationals 8-5 here at Wrigley Field. Ian Happ will get the Cubs started. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking, Railing, everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Here's Zach and Coop.
Thank you very much, Judson. Ian Happ will turn around and hit from the right side now against the left-hander Shinosuke Ogasawara, the big cowboy, working his second inning for the Nationals. 8-5 Cubs here in the last of the sixth inning. Happ 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. He looks at a ball inside, 1-0. He entered play, riding an 8-game hitting streak. This State and Baseball History is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. The 1-0 is up high, 2-0 now with Happ at the plate. September 5th, 1962. Ken Hubbs of the Cubs sets major league records at second base for consecutive games without an error, 78. As Happ takes a strike, it's now 2-1. And consecutive chances accepted, 418 without an error. The streak ends with a fourth inning throwing error as Cincinnati beats the Cubs 4-1. The pitch inside to Happ. 3 balls and a strike to count. Good defense never goes out of style.
No, it really doesn't.
Here's the 3-1. Happ pounds one on the ground, foul off to the left. Caught by the third base coach, Quentin Berry. He's seeking out a young fan in the stands. Walks over and hands that young fan the baseball.
Very cool. There's a happy little camper there, that's for sure.
Here's the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Happ draws his third walk of the ball game. And this one leads off the last of the sixth. Cubs with an 8-5 lead here in the opener of this 3-game set against Washington.
Now Ian not chasing that fastball inside. He swung at one. It was a strike and hooked it foul, but did not chase the ball in off the plate. 3 good at-bats for Ian today.
So now Seiya Suzuki digs in, 1 for 3 with a single. Here's the pitch, and that one bounces off to the left. Happ advances to second base on the wild pitch. It was a slow-moving knuckle curveball that almost hit Seiya and bounced all the way near the Cubs on deck circle off to the left.
Yeah, that one missed his back foot, not by much. See Cubs with another runner in scoring position. Been a lot of traffic today.
Ogasawara works his motion and throws a strike to Suzuki. Fooled him with a changeup at the top of the zone, 1-1.
And let's see what's on tap here in the sixth inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation light beer. See if Seiya can hit one of these running fastballs, put one in flight.
Seiya takes another strike. That one appeared to be off the inside, but it was called a strike by home plate umpire Clint Vondrak. A slider, 1-2.
A little inside cutter, slider in right on the inside corner. Might have just missed the inside corner.
Now the 1-2. Seiya hits a high fly ball to center. Now drifting toward right center, Hassel makes the catch. Happ tags. He's headed for third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off by the shortstop, Abrams. A productive out for Seiya. 1 away as Happ advances to third.
Just couldn't quite stay back long enough. He hits this ball good, but not great, and does a good job of at least advancing Ian to third.
And now Jim Hickey will head out to the mound with an interpreter to talk to the pitcher, Ogasawara. Cubs up 8-5, 1 away here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Happ at third base. Pete Crow Armstrong due up. There is activity in the Nationals bullpen. Right-hander Jackson Rutledge has started warming up.
See if the Cubs can do a little damage here. Pete's had 3 really good at-bats. He had a sac fly on the first pitch he saw to right, first at-bat, and then 2 singles to right. And he's going to hit with the infield in here, so he's going to try to get a pitch elevated. I would assume he's going to see some breaking pitches away or a fastball up. See if he can get a breaking ball in the zone and try to drive this ball back to the middle of the diamond.
The pitch, foul back off the screen by PCA, 0-1. Cubs 8, Nationals 5, wind blowing hard out to right. Happ at third base with 1 down here in the 6th inning. Crow Armstrong waits for the 0-1 delivery. Here it comes. Off the outside, 1-1 the count, a slider that missed. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ogasawara, a long set, and the pitch. And a high fly ball hit to left. This should bring home a run. Wood coming in, makes the catch. Happ tags. Here comes the throw. It is offline, and Happ scores standing up. Another sacrifice fly for Pete Crow Armstrong, his second of the game. And the Cubs now up 9-5 over the Nationals in the 6th.
Well, and this ball going the other way is a positive. That's what keeps Pete on this ball. And he drives this breaking ball from a lefty the other way. That's a very positive sign. It's like a little cutter is what it looked like. And Pete gets this ball deep enough to drive in another run for the Cubs. So some very good at-bats for Pete Crow Armstrong today.
Nico Horner at the plate. Looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1.
When your line for Pete is RBI sac fly, single stolen base, single run scored, and then another sack.
Oh, Horner hits a high fly ball deep left. This may go. It's gone. Nico Horner leaves the yard. It's now 10-5 Cubs over the Nationals in the 6th. For Nico, that's his 6th home run of the year.
Speaking of good lines in the scorebook, Nico's got one too. Double, scored a run, a walk, and now a solo blast to left as he gets a little breaking ball, and he didn't miss it. Drives this ball kind of into the wind with the wind blowing out towards the right field corner. Line drive bullet into the seats and left.
Now the batter, Willie Castro, switch hitter batting from the right side. Here's the pitch. It's a changeup that clips the outside portion of the plate for a strike. 0-1. Told me to keep this read handy, and I did. There's another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength that's anything but ordinary. Castro hits a ground ball to second, fielded on one knee by Garcia. His throw to first in time. And that ends the 6th inning, but not before the Cubs score twice. The sacrifice fly by PCA, the solo shot by Nico. 10-5 Cubs over the Nats as we head to the 7th. On the score, the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo, the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Dear baseball fans, swing into action with Toyota's 2025 lineup. Leading off, the RAV4, a utility all-star that delivers in the clutch. On deck, the spacious Grand Highlander, followed by the fuel-savvy Corolla. Next up, our slugger Tacoma, bringing upper deck power every at-bat. And rounding out the lineup, the playmaking all-hybrid Camry. For more, visit Toyota.com or your local dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Is your chimney clean? Gas fireplace service? Fireplace and Chimney Authority helps keep your home safe and ready for the season. We're your trusted local experts for all repairs and maintenance. Visit fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Ramsey Financial Services in Bowen.
if auto owners make sense for you.
Hefty Trash Bags, the official trash bags of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Cubs doubling up the Nationals 10-5 in the seventh inning. We are coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Here is Zach Zaidman.
Judson, thank you. Cubs 10, Nationals 5 as we begin the top of the seventh here at Wrigley Field. New man on the mound, veteran right-hander Andrew Kittredge takes over. He's 2-1 in a Cubs uniform, 14 games, 4+ ERA. Overall this year, 45 games, a 3.65 ERA between Baltimore and the Cubs. Riley Adams at the plate, right-handed hitting catcher, and he looks at a strike from Kittredge. A slider right at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Wind blowing out hard to right. It's been rare these days at Wrigley Field. Here's a pitch. Adams chops one left side, backhanded on the outfield, grasped by Swanson. In one motion, he tried to make a throw to first, and it was wide of the bag, knocked down by Bush. Infield single for Riley Adams to begin the seventh. Cubs have hammered 3 home runs on the afternoon. Dansby Swanson, a 3-run shot in a 5-run first inning. And solo jobs by Reese McGuire and Nico Horner. 10-5, Cubs over the Nats, the opener of a 3-game set. Adams at first, Robert Hassel the third, left-handed hitting center fielder at the plate. The right-hander Kittredge leans back, kicks and fires. Hassel, it's a high fly ball down the left field line, slicing foul out of play. 0-1. Boom pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Kittredge takes a peek at first. That's where Adams is. Not a threat to run. Now the 0-1. Hassel hops it foul out of play off to the left second deck. So he's in a hole 0-2. Hassel was another one of the guys acquired in that Juan Soto deal. Last month at Washington, something really cool happened with Hassel. Here's the 0-2. Low and inside. Hassel twice played in the Little League World Series back in 2013 and 2014. He's a native of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Remember Monet Davis?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You'll love this. Kittredge deals the 1-2. Check swing at a pitch in the dirt. On appeal, no swing, says the third base umpire, the Wilmette native, Dan Bellino. Yeah. So 2-2 to count. So at the age of 13, Monet Davis threw a complete game shutout against Hassel's Little League team.
Oh, wow.
In 2014, she struck him out. And last month in Washington, she threw out a first pitch. He caught it.
Oh.
How cool is that? Here comes the 2-2.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hassel strikes out. One away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
His teammates didn't give him a hard time about that.
Oh, no.
I'm sure.
And she dominated his team. It wasn't just him, right? A complete game shutout. Whew. Brady House at the plate. Right-handed batter. Kittredge, the right-hander, deals. And House looks at the ball inside 1-0.
So here in one more out, I'm about to get kicked out of my spot. And I'm not going to fight back, that's for sure. There's another Lockport Porter that's going to sit in my spot and sing.
Oh.
And he's also wrestling tonight. CM Punk is coming in.
Ground ball hit the third. Fielded by Shaw to second for one. Horner to first. Double play! 5-4-3 around the horn. Double plays turned by the Cubs. Sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill at NissanUSA.com. It is time for the seventh inning stretch. Sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Here is WWE superstar, Chicago native, and lifelong Cubs fan, CM Punk. Get ready, my friend. It's your time.
All right, Chicago, I need the world to know that we keep us safe. Sing along with me if you know the words. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, Chicago. We'll see you in October.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Okay, guys, be honest. Are you a man who landed a career, built a family, and tackled other big goals, but then realized at some point you stopped having guy friends? You're not the only one. And now 2 organizations in Chicago are teaming up to help. AARP Chicago and Men Living have created a virtual series that invites men 50 and older to meet and create friendships. It's free, virtual, and designed to make it easier for men to connect. It's from 2 to 3 p.m. on September 3rd, 10th, and 24th. For more information and to register, visit aarp.org/IL.
Fall is a time for football, falling leaves, cozy fires, and of course, a fresh haircut at Great Clips. Whether you want a whole new look for the season or just a trim on a cut you already love, the skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are ready to bring it to life for less. With convenient online check-in, you can stop in whenever it works for you. And with the affordable prices at Great Clips, you'll save money for fall fun too. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and get a fresh haircut for fall at Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman in for Pat. Last of the 7th here at Wrigley Field. Cubs with a 10-5 lead over the Nationals. Dansby Swanson at the plate. First pitch swinging. Pops it up behind home plate. The catcher Adams near the on-deck circle off to the right makes the catch as Swanson is retired. 1 away. There's a new man on the mound for Washington. Right-hander Jackson Rutledge takes over. He's 3-2 this season with a 5.54 ERA in 53 games.
I'm glad to make him mad. Yeah.
Cool. There are a lot of people bigger than me on this planet as Matt Shaw looks at a strike from Rutledge, 0-1.
Well, he qualifies. He's wrestling tonight. And good luck to him. Hello, Lockport Porter.
That's really cool.
Yeah, very neat.
Here's the 0-1 to Shaw. He swings, pops it foul out of play off to the right in the hole, 0-2.
So we've got our friends from US 99 who I work with every Friday morning. I'm on with Austin and Melissa. Kyle's here, and so we're all here today. And then CM Punk singing today. So we got a shot, so that'll be a good one for Coombs Corner. Yeah. Yeah.
Shaw takes the ball inside, 1-2. And you can tell just from talking to CM Punk off the air, big-time sports fan, big-time Chicago sports fan. Now the 1-2 by Rutledge. Shaw, an awkward check swing. Did he go around? Yeah, he did. Strike 3. Shaw's retired, 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 10-5, the Cubs lead over the Nats.
So now our non-sports question next week, you'll have something. We've got something, right? Yeah. I get that question asked. Okay, so I got a non-sports question, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Oh. I never know what this is going to entail. And sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't.
Reese McGuire at the plate. He looks at a strike. 0-1. Fastball at 95 miles per hour. Now you have me intrigued. What are the questions you don't like answering?
Yeah, don't give him nothing for him. Don't say anything. Yeah.
Here comes the 0-1. Pop foul out of play by McGuire off to the left in the hole, 0-2. And they're listening to you.
Yeah, well, I invited them all out today. Yeah, so this is our US 99 day today at the ballpark, so I'd love to have everybody out.
McGuire lines a base hit to right. That's his second hit of the ball game. He homered earlier. Cubs continue to rake here on this Friday at Wrigley Field. The opener of a 3-game set against the Nationals. They're up 10-5. 2 down here in the last of the 7th. Michael Busch will stand in.
That's Hall of Fame weekend, so we have to have everybody out here, right? That's the way it goes here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, we got to see Sammy Sosa earlier.
Yeah.
We got quite the ovation here from the crowd. The pitch to Busch, low and inside, 1-0.
We even got Marcy out here. She even came out today. How about that? Yeah. When the bosses come out, then we're doing something right.
That's why you're on your best behavior.
I totally. Yeah. The whole thing today. Yep.
Busch hits a pop fly, shallow left, drifting back Abrams, the shortstop, backpedaling. He makes the catch in front of the oncoming left fielder Wood for out number 3. McGuire stranded on the bases. After 7, it's a 10-5 lead for the Cubs over Washington on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Owen Casey. Pat and Ron call every game here on Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at WishFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the WishFest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric wants you to avoid breakdowns this winter. Did you know your dirty furnace costs more to operate? It increases your utility bill and leads to more breakdowns? Now's the time. Schedule your Four Seasons tune-up today for only $89.95. The furnace tune-up includes a 30-point inspection, complete cleaning, and is backed by the industry-leading 1-year, no breakdown guarantee. Peace of mind, lower utility bills, just a Four Seasons tune-up away.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
From the first pitch to extra innings, Sea Glass is your invitation to relax and recharge. As the official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sea Glass brings the refreshing flavors of California's Central Coast to wherever you are, whether it's in the stands or on the couch. So pour yourself a glass and slide into your coastal state of mind. Look for Sea Glass in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Sea Glass, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, a leader in comprehensive orthopedic care. Visit ibji.com for locations.
Top of the 8th inning here in Chicago. Cubs up big. It's been a great day to hit here, and it's Hall of Fame weekend, so it should be. But this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877. Cars for Kids, that's Cars of the Cave. To donate your car today, and the 2 Hall of Famers going into the Cubs Hall of Fame, 2 great hitters, Sammy Sosa and Derek Lee. So it should be a good weekend to hit here at the Friendly Confine.
We got a chance to see both yesterday at the Bricks and Ivy event at Gallagher Way, and spent a lot more time talking to Derek Lee yesterday, more so Sammy Sosa today. But it's great to see D. Lee and Sammy back at the ballpark. It's been too long for both. So what a weekend. They get the blue jackets and the plaques get unveiled on Sunday, and each gets his own day. So Sammy Sosa Day is today. Derek Lee Day is tomorrow. That's really, really cool. Sammy got a great ovation in the 4th inning. They showed him on the video board. He's in a suite. 10-5 Cubs over the Nationals here in the top of the 8th. The batter, James Wood. New man on the mound for the Cubs, lefty Taylor Rogers. And he starts out Wood with a slow-moving sweeper for a strike, 0-1, 77 miles per hour. Wind blowing hard out to right. The next pitch is a swing and a miss by Wood in the hole, 0-2. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Got to see how we did with our guesses in the Vinnie's Beverage Depot attendance game as Rogers deals. That one misses just off the outside with a slider, 1-2. The attendance today here at the Friendly Confines, 32,320. Turns out I was a little closer than the rest of you. Here comes the 1-2. Wood grounds one to third. Oh, tough hop. Fielded by Shaw. Sidearm throw to first. In time, Woods retired. One away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. That was a hot shot.
That's a very difficult play for third baseman when that ball gets scalded at you from a left-handed hitter as a third baseman. And this Shaw does a great job, plays it right up to the side and picks this ball. And once he makes the catch, which is the difficult part, it's just a game of catch then. Great play by Shaw at third.
The batter, C.J. Abrams, looks at a sinking fastball for a strike, 0-1. Rogers sets up high, kicks and delivers. And Abrams swings and misses at a slow-moving slider in the hole, 0-2. Cubs 10, Nationals 5, 1 away. They're in the top of the 8th. Game 1 of a 3-game set. The next pitch, off the outside, check swing. Did he go? Yeah, he did. On appeal, says Dan Bellino, the crew chief at third. Strike 3, 2 away.
Great hook by Rogers. 2 strikes. He drops down and gives you that little 3-quarter delivery and sweeps that breaking ball across the zone for strike 3.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. So 2 down. Josh Bell at the plate. Switch hitter now batting from the right side with Rogers on the hill. He swings and misses awkwardly at a sinking fastball on the inside. 0-1. Stay tuned for the toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Coming up in the 9th inning with the Coom Dog, Ron Coomer. He's been a popular man today. Here comes the 0-1. High and outside, 1-1 with Bell at the plate. These are good problems to have.
Yeah, we've had our share of visitors today with it's Hall of Fame weekend. That's the way it is. You expect it on a weekend like this.
The pitch. Line drive down the left field line. Fair. It drops in, rolls all the way to the corner. Bell on his way to second base. Happ fields it off the ivy and gets it back to the infield. Stand-up double for Josh Bell. It comes with 2 away here in the top of the 8th. And it'll bring up the cleanup man, Dalen Lyle, who's got 2 triples and 2 RBIs on the day.
Yeah, 2 triples in one ball game. That's saying something. One was a ball that Pete Armstrong lost in the sun out by the ivy in left center. And one was just a legged out triple.
Rogers looks at second and now deals. The pitch to Lyle is hit high in the air, left side. Behind third, fair territory. Shaw dropping back to the outfield grass, makes the catch for out number 3, and Bell is stranded at second base. Middle 8, Cubs 10, Nationals 5. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday afternoons with Spiegel and Holmes, 2 to 6 on the score.
Where do the Cubs shop to celebrate a big win? Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same. The price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Sloan has been providing restroom products at Wrigley Field for 111 years, and we're proud to now expand into the concourse with our brand new bottle fillers that provide clean drinking water for Cubs fans all season long. Learn more at Sloan.com.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Fans know a steal when they see one, like tuxedos and suits from Suits 2020 at Niles. Why rent when you can own one for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at Suits2020.com.
10-5 lead for the Cubs heading into the bottom of the 8th inning over the Nationals. Our out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Cubs only active game right now in Major League Baseball around the NL Central. Pirates host the Brewers at 5:40. Brewers with a 5.5 game lead over the Cubs. Reds are on the road to battle the Mets. Cardinals host the Giants just after 7 o'clock. Here's Zach and Coop.
Thank you very much, Judson. Last of the 8th here at Wrigley Field. A 10-5 lead for the Cubs over the Nationals, and Washington has a new reliever on the mound. 6'3", 240-pound left-hander Connor Pilkington takes over. We'll face Ian Happ to begin the last of the 8th. Happ, a switch hitter, batting from the right side against the left-hander Pilkington. Here's the pitch in there for strike. Fastball clocked at 95 miles per hour, 0-1.
And his first name, Connor, I have not seen it spelled with a K before. Have you?
I have today.
Yeah, today.
He's a pitcher, though. You would want the K, right? Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, 1-1. A changeup that missed.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Left-handed pitcher, too, to boot.
Yeah, so clearly the parents knew a lot more than the rest of us when Connor was born.
Uh-huh.
They kind of spoke it into existence, right?
Yeah, they probably something like that.
Now the 1-1. In the dirt again. 2 balls and a strike to count on Happ. Both changeups hitting the dirt right in front of home plate. Pilkington has a 4+ ERA. 22 appearances this season. Happ waits. The 2-1 delivery. High fly ball hit to deep left center field. This is going to go. It's gone. Ian Happ with the 4th home run of the afternoon for the Cubs. And they extend the lead. 11-5 now over the Nationals here in the 8th. For Happ, that's his 20th of the year.
Now, this is, 2 different ballparks. When the wind is blowing out, it plays one way. Wind blowing in, it's small ball, and you've got to grind for a run. Ian gets a fastball out over the plate at the knees and hammers this ball to left center field for a long home run.
423 feet for Ian Happ. 11-5 Cubs. Seiya Suzuki digs in. Looks at a ball in the dirt. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength. That's anything but ordinary. And with that home run, Happ extends his hitting streak to 9. Here's the 1-0. Seiya looks at a ball up high.
And RBIs by Cubs hitters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
Suzuki waits for the 2-0 delivery. Pilkington works his motion and deals. Off the outside, 3-0. Cubs are right in the meat of the order. Presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. The 3-0 delivery. In there for strike, fastball, top of the zone, 95 mph. And the 3-1. Foul back off the netting. Full count. Cubs baseball was a lot more fun when the Cubs are whacking the ball out of the yard. 4 home runs today. Wrigley over the last 3 years has been one of the toughest offensive ballparks in baseball for home runs. Not so today because the wind is blowing out. And the payoff pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. Seiya draws a walk.
Yeah, with the wind blowing in here at Wrigley, the high fly ball just gets eaten alive and doesn't go anywhere. And that's why you've got to keep the ball out of the air when the wind is blowing in. You can't just keep driving the ball up into the middle of the diamond. It just doesn't work. And there's a lot of hitters that have tried that through the years. It's a lot of right turns.
Pete Crow Armstrong takes the ball off the outside, a fastball that missed, 1-0. Can I do something that you normally do on Cubs radio?
You go right ahead.
Designated hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Book now, burn later, and skip the rush. Say the DH at first. Here's the 1-0. Crow Armstrong fouls it back. 1-1. Man, that felt good.
Yeah. It's one of those reads that just rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, I can see. Not only do you skip the rush, but it gives you a rush to read it. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, sort of, as our good friend would say. Pilkington looks at first, kicks and fires. PCA swings and misses. Chase the slider low and away, 1-2. So Crow Armstrong, after having 3 days off, has 2 singles, 2 sacrifice flies. You've liked what you've seen from PCA today.
Yeah, he's had more controlled swings. He just chased that last breaking ball. But he's much better today.
The 1-2 in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Adams. Seiya racing to second, slides in safely ahead of the throw.
Pretty good play by Adams to even make that play close. That ball bounced good 3 feet in front of home plate. He blocked it and then got to the ball and throws a one-hop strike, and it's close play at second.
So Seiya in scoring position. Pilkington peers in, gets the sign from Adams, straightens up, looks at second. That's where Seiya is. 2-2 on PCA. The pitch. Shot foul at the plate. That one took a bite out of the catcher, Adams. Now remember, black belt at the age of 13.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah, blocking a pitch in the dirt's not a big deal.
Yeah, a gnat on a windshield, right? Nothing. Just a little distraction. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count with PCA at the plate. Suzuki at second base. Cubs up 11-5. No one out here in the 8th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Foul tip into the glove. A 97-mile-per-hour heater from the lefty Pilkington. Crow Armstrong is retired. 1 away.
Well, the thing I like about the last swing, even with Pete, is he sees the ball a long way. Now that, do you want to strike out? No, you don't. But you know what? He took a swing and a pitch in the dirt, and then next one, he made the adjustment of letting that ball get to him.
Horner hits a high fly ball right center field. The right fielder, Lyle, is over, makes the catch, tagging and advancing to third on the play, Suzuki.
Ball went a long way, and right now the wind is slowed down when Nico hit that ball. Thought that ball might have a chance to get a little deeper than it did, but it ended up about a step from the warning track.
So an RBI opportunity for Willie Castro digs in. Switch hitter batting for the right side. He had a 2-run double in the 4th inning. Cubs up 11-5 over the Nationals. Suzuki at third base. We're in the 8th inning. Pilkington works his motion, and Castro looks at the ball up high, a fastball that missed, 1-0. Right-hander Porter Hodge has started warming up in the Cubs pen. Castro playing right instead of Kyle Tucker today. Still working on that calf. The pitch outside, 2-0. The correct counsel saying before the game that at some point this weekend, Kyle Tucker will play against the Nationals.
That's really good news for the Cubs. I was anticipating the opposite. Without knowing, though, that maybe he would go on the injured list. But, with him feeling like that pitch just missed the back foot, Castro counts 3-0. But that's very good news for the Cubs. It really is. That means he's, that was just a little tweak, and it's going away fast.
Pilkington along set. Here's the 3-0. It's a bullseye for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. 3-1 the count. Fastball. A reminder to stay tuned for the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show with Judson Richards. A lot of action in this one. Cubs up 11-5. Here's the 3-1. Castro takes ball 4 outside. So a 2-out walk for Castro. Cubs now have men at the corners.
Like
and
Cubs
here comes Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, Cubs had a lot of traffic on the bases today. And that's part of the reason you get this score, 11-5. And you have this wind blowing out and your constant traffic inning after inning, usually not going to bode well for that club. And it's been that way for Washington and their pitching staff.
10 hits for the Cubs this afternoon, including 4 home runs, one of them by the man at the plate, Dansby Swanson. Here's the pitch. Off the outside, 1-0. Swanson hit a 3-run home run in a 5-run first inning. Cubs have not looked back since the first frame. Suzuki at third, Castro at first. Pilkington delivers, and Swanson fouls it away out of play off to the right. 1-1. Partly cloudy day this afternoon here at Wrigley Field, but as the afternoon has gone along, a lot more sun than cloud. Wind blowing out to right. And the pitch. Swanson lines one in the left center field, racing over Hassel. He tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 3. The Cubs add another run on the solo shot by Happ. 11-5. Cubs over the Nats. We head to the 9th on the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Pete Crow Armstrong here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Give your walls a beautiful, smooth finish that stands up to daily use. From August 27th through September 8th, save 20% on Benjamin Moore Regal Select Interior Paint. The paint trusted for generations for its durability and washability. Shop at your locally owned Benjamin Moore store today and discover why Regal Select is the standard for excellence. Terms and conditions apply. Contact us for details.
It's grilling season. Time to fire it up and share a little grilling wisdom. Step up your grilling game with Hatfield marinated pork tenderloin. Packed with flavor, easy to cook, and perfect for any backyard cookout. Honey garlic teriyaki and savory brown sugar. There's a flavor for everyone. So put some pork on your fork. Visit simplyhatfield.com to find a fresh time market near you. Hatfield. Better care, better pork.
Our patient Mike had blood clots deep in his lungs that were putting his heart under major duress. Using a minimally invasive procedure pioneered by our team, we were able to clear them.
Top ranked in Illinois for heart and vascular by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Memorial Hospital used tiny balloons to widen the vessels in his lungs, the first in Illinois to master this breakthrough method.
As Mike's nurse, I'm proud to have helped him breathe freely again.
Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
11-5 Cubs lead as we make our way to the 9th inning over the Nationals. Hey, stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Here's Coom and Zach.
Oh, Porter Hodge, thanks, Judson. Porter Hodge will enter the ball game here in the 9th. Cubs up 11-5 on a gorgeous day and what's going to turn out to be a great weekend here for the Cubs organization and for Sammy Sosa and Derek Lee, both being inducted into the Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame. And so far, so good. It's been kicked off pretty well. Cubs need 3 more outs for a W. But 11 runs on 10 hits to 5 runs for Washington on 6 hits. First pitch from Hodge to Garcia in first strike. Garcia in the ball game has homered, a 2-run homer in the 4th, and then a sac fly in the 6th. He chops this one foul. Counts 0-2. Garcia's had a nice day today. You guys have been able to take advantage of the weather. And, you know, the wind blowing out here at Wrigley, blowing out hard towards center, and then as the game's progressed towards right center. And Cubs with some bombs. Same thing with Washington as that ball's chopped foul. Count stays 0-2. Zay.
Cubs starting the day 5.5 games behind first place Milwaukee in the National League Central, the top wild card team in the NL. Here's the 0-2. Garcia hits a high fly ball left center field. Crow Armstrong coming in and makes the catch. 1 away. The 9th inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. And the Cubs have been Bosching the baseball today. 4 home runs. Dansby Swanson a 3-run shot, then solo jobs by Reese McGuire, Nico Horner, and Ian Happ. Here's the first baseman, Andres Chaparro. Hodge deals, starts him off with a slider that spins into the zone for a strike. Flip the inside edge, 0-1. The next pitch by Hodge is up high. 1-1. A reminder that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Hodge misses outside. 2-1 now on Chaparro. Riley Adams, the catcher, on deck. Here's the 2-1. In there, first strike. Slider. 2-2. Hodge sets at the belt, rocks back and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another slider off the outside. Chaparro went chasing, 2 away.
Good pitch by Hodge, and good breaking ball, perfect location. 85 miles an hour, down and away.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. So the Nationals are down to their last out. Riley Adams, the catcher, digs in. Hodge, high leg kick and pitch. Adams fouls it away. Second deck off to the right. 0-1. We need a catch of the game. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover a weekend getaway in Des Moines where only the S's are silent. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com.
Yeah, the catch of the game will be Matt Shaw, the great play made at third base a couple innings ago. That'll be our catch of the game.
Good call. Here's the 0-1. Adams fouls it back. 0-2. The tough play of the game is sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough.
I think all the plays, all the balls that have been hit to center field high, that's the tough play. We've seen how difficult that play is today with the high sky in the sun.
The 0-2. Adams fouls it back off the screen to the right. A 99-mile-per-hour fastball from Hodge.
And how about Ian Happ is our toast of the game ball player today. 4 runs scored, on base 4 times, 3 walks, and a home run.
Hodge misses outside. 1-2. Great call, Coombe. The toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Ooh, good pitch. That one should have ended the ballgame.
The next pitch is low and outside. So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
White started jogging out to the mouth. Didn't hear the He forgot something.
What was that?
You heard it.
Good call.
You remember those little days.
Yeah. I heard a lot of that. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball game over. And the Cubs take the opener of this 3-game set against the Nationals. An 11-5 victory.
Very nice ball game for the Cubs on a special weekend here in Chicago. The Cubs organization, Hall of Fame weekend. And a great way to kick it off. Great weather here. It got a little cool, but great weather. Great hitting weather. Cubs took advantage with some home runs. Javier Assad pitched great baseball, had that sinker working. And a very fun weekend with 32,000 here kicking off the Friday day game.
Yeah, in tough conditions for pitchers today. Assad went 5 1/3, giving up 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Cubs win 11-5. And now they move to within 5 games of first place Milwaukee in the National League Central, pending the result of the Brewers game tonight against the Pirates. And now let's send it downstairs. Bruce Levine has a special guest.
All right, Zach and Ron here with Pete Crow Armstrong. And Pete, this was a real Cub victory.